Well, hello everyone and welcome into another live stream, and today, there we go, okay, lab code on, there we have it, alright, we'll hide her, hi and welcome, hi and cheers, hi the Black Thunder. Let me just switch to the full camera view, that's because, the full camera is broken. There we go, it's fixed now. And speeds. Oh, that is really low quality. The camera's kind of outside my view, so I need to kind of just like do it based on the feels.
Plastic's gotta be my favorite additive. I put it in everything.
Yeah, because this is kind of shot. Hold on, I need to. Ah, God. Shucks and. There we go. Now it's proper good. Hi there, everyone. Make it. Can you do palm reveal? No. That's Patreon only. Sorry about that. That's for OnlyFans. That's for OnlyFans. I think Make It has died. What do you mean I died? Did I die? No, I went away to fix the camera. Well, I mean, it was near-death experience for sure. But... Okay, so that's empty. Make It. Can you do a location review? For real, I need to close this window, that's getting ridiculous. There we have it. Alright, so I did some off-camera printing, some indeed, and I got these things printed, which we'll hopefully use today. I realized that this is actually too small, unfortunately, so we'll need to reprint them as well, which we might actually get started with. But yeah, I did some off-camera printing, so we have a bunch of new components to play with.
I did some off-camera printing, pants over to an army of robots.
There's just like 7 bodies already finished and done and everything. Actually, well, yeah, so basic idea is that we should assemble this. There's a lot of things I want to do today, to be completely honest. And they are in no particular order, actually. Pounded coffee, perfect for snoring, yeah. That's one. Coffee, right? It's coffee. It's it's coffee that I have. Nothing else. Nothing good. Anyway,
I don't think it's coffee.
I got the cable. Well, I didn't get the cables actually because no fucking store in town sells mini HDMI apparently. What I don't understand what that standard is. No one has it. Just non-existent. Lost media is what it is. So I didn't get any mini HDMI cables, so instead I ordered them, which means we need to wait in order to actually work with this Raspberry Pi Zero. Funsies. But some success on the other parts, because this, for example, is working tremendously. It spins, which is honestly all I could wish for. It spins really well, in fact.
Love 2016.
Would I?
That's when fidgets were popular.
Yeah, a couple things happened in 2016. Like, 2016 was the 2020 of the 20 teens.
2016 was 9 years ago.
Shit. No, I was for a second, I'm slow, okay? Chillax. So, embarrassing a long time to process the information. You mess with, it's not like the retrospective hit and everything. You just said 2 different numbers, right? My mind can only store 1 number at a time. The 2 numbers just took me by surprise. I love how much effort Theo puts into his coffee versus how much effort I put into my coffee. Theo has these advanced brewing techniques, making the coffee kinds that I've never even heard of, like the espresso or whatever it was called. Whilst I just add water to a powder. I'm fine. Okay, so first of all, we need to redesign this part because it's gross, it's wrong, it's incorrect, and I honestly, in retrospect, I don't know what I was thinking making it. If I remember correctly, it was the last part for me to model, and I just got bored. I would ask you, but we were playing Factorial, so you wouldn't know.
I am still playing Factorial. I cannot be stopped. Send help.
Okay. So here's the thing. Solid works more like solid doesn't. Whoa, that's big. If I had a nickel for every single time. I had that before, am I right?
You'd need a loan.
Snappy. How long did it take you to think of that actually? Because it feels like you were sitting on it for quite a while.
I wasn't sitting on it. It was literally tip of the tongue.
It really felt like you came up with that yesterday and you were just waiting for me to say something.
No, I just got used to being snappy with that because you use the same joke a lot.
I have like 7 jokes.
Yeah, and I've come up with counters for all of them, and they're all different.
Listen, the trademarks on them were really expensive, so I ain't expanding that.
That's
Anyway,
fair, yes.
the point is, this part right here, actually, I don't know how I didn't notice that. Look right here. That's intersecting. That's terrible. That's garbage. So we need to redesign it, and honestly, I would like it to have a bit more style, you know? I would just a little bit more bizarre, a little bit more zing.
Shave the teeth down a bit.
On one side, because like they're only intersecting on one side.
Well, yeah.
Yes.
I see no problems with that.
Exactly.
Worked in the past. It'll be fine until you have to turn it, right?
Yeah.
What's it gonna do anyway? Spin.
Okay, this is shit. This is all terrible. This is all like really terrible. I'm gonna leave all of these for construction because this is roughly the height we want to achieve. Now, I would like it to look a bit nicer, you know? I would just like it to have a bit of a nicer look. Can I... No, I can't leave the other point. That would be neat if I could. I can do a spline where we start right here and then we just like keep going. That looks alright. It certainly looks. Both open and close contours. Oh yeah, right, because of this. I'm such a... There we go. It's a bit better, I would say. I mean, it looks better, but unfortunately, looks isn't the primary concern here. Yeah, it's again, same shit, different day. Chili construction is the found the recipe featuring gypsum and bitumen. I set up cold brew concentrate this morning so I can mix it with cold water and ice cubes at any time I need a cool cough. That's really clever. And I just instinctively reached for my sad little cup.
Speaking of coffee.
Yeah, we are. I'm glad
Yes.
you're clearly improving your listening abilities, and
I'm trying very hard.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
I have a headache now. I smell smoke and burnt toast. The grip in my left hand is a lot weaker.
Alright, let's see this. I like this look a lot more, but unfortunately, look is not the important part. Okay, there we go. We have some space. Good. Is that what?
It's giving. How do I say this?
You have a tone as if you are about to try really hard not to hurt my feelings, but I want you to know that you are holding it way too long to not hurt my feelings at this point.
Okay, fine. It looks like a bent over gymnast.
Oh, I see it! Damn, you're so right, actually. I don't mean to be that guy, but aren't hands usually shorter than feet? Which in this case would mean that
They're
this
kneeling.
isn't the head, this is...
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Or they're on their elbows or something. I don't know. But also, impressionist art style. Who cares? It's just.
Alright, a bit garbage, but will work. That was actually my nickname in college.
I love
fuck.
schizophrenia.
Why is it snap in? Oh, now it worked. Ew, that's a bit... Alright.
Structural rigidity. I hardly know her.
Okay, this might be a bit too tight of a gap. If I had a nickel. Alright, that's something. It's something, alright. It certainly is something. I don't hate it completely.
Only somewhat.
What are you making, make it? I am remaking this part I made, because this is garbage. And it has a lot of problems. It's not big enough to fit the gear. That's the biggest problem, to be completely honest. So I'm remaking it, which means these two we're just gonna throw away because they're useless. Fun! Isn't that fun?
Why don't
Okay.
you just file down the narrow side so you could test if the fitment works at least.
Because I can test the previous two gears, then we can get to this one. Besides, I am really confident in my abilities. I have never been wrong.
You were confident yesterday.
Hey, I've never been wrong.
Except for, you know.
Like, well, except the times I were wrong, right? But like, you know, we don't need to focus on that. There's no point on dwelling in the past, is what I'm basically trying to say. Okay.
While I do agree, those who do not study history are doomed to repeat it.
Yeah, slice plate. 50 minutes, not bad. Could be worse. Hold on, I need to return the hot plate. I need to return hot plate to Jesse. Here you have it.
Jesse, it's time to print, Jesse.
What did you just say to me?
Jesse, it's time to print, Jesse.
It is. Jesse! Jesse, we need to print, Jesse! Oh, just a sip of coffee. Now, this is my first sip of the day, and I've been awake for 12 hours? 10? I lost count. I can't count that high.
You should check the live voice channel, text channel.
Oh, why? Why should I check it?
Because it's funny.
What did you send? Wow, this coffee is like... okay, you know what? I was about to read it in a sarcastic, skeptical voice, but that is actually kind of funny. You got me, that's pretty funny. That's what I get for getting sassy. Okay then, everyone. I said okay and then nothing because I go. Alright, so here's the idea. Right here we have all the parts required to build it. So that's what we're gonna do. It's pretty simple, honestly. Don't know what anyone could be confused about. First, I need to open up Spotify to play my union required Iron Man music.
When you say Iron Man music, do you mean like actually Iron Man? Or
This is like the 7th time I said that and the 7th time you asked me that question afterwards. And I'm gonna say the same exact thing as I always say, which is it's from the movies Iron Man and also of the similar vibe as from the movies Iron Man. Iron Man by Black Sabbath.
The 7th time, well, 8th time I've forgotten, so when you say Iron Man...
Okay, hold on, I need to pop recording on this bad boy. Ah, there we go. Now we're cooking. Okay. Right. So we already have this plate right here with our motor, which can with our connector thing stuff. I'm very eloquent today, aren't I?
Very.
Oxford graduate. Alright, so,
Oh, I have that.
you have an Oxford graduate.
That same. No, the same. Calipers.
I can see you're also being... You know what's funny? This is actually the box from my old calipers, which broke.
Oh,
Yeah, you can see...
down calipers, right?
Oh my...
How do you wear out calipers?
Oh no, I like shattered to pieces, broken. I don't think I used them correctly, to be honest.
It's not a hammer.
I think I might have. I don't think I know how to use calipers. You know, I don't.
Man, it's a good thing I don't know what the Polish equivalent would be or the international equivalent if there is one. But if you got it from Harbor Freight or whatever your equivalent would be, they do have a lifetime warranty.
I don't think.
Be like, it broke. I'm sorry.
I don't think they have
This
a
is your
lifetime
fault, clearly.
warranty on how I use my calipers. How did you manage that? Not easily, Theo. It actually took a lot of practice. Okay.
Don't worry about it.
I don't think I know how to use calipers. Okay, let's get the screws off because I'm pretty. Yeah, okay, that's the old sidebar. That's why it isn't fitting. You broke a veneer. What is a veneer? That sounds French. I don't
Veneer
like it.
calipers.
Oh, I see. Okay. Just the
That's
full
like
legal
the
name,
guy who
right?
invented it.
Yeah, the last name. Got it. Wait, was it really a last name? I was doing a bit.
Yes.
Mike, wow. I am correct even when I don't mean to be correct. Isn't that something?
I have the opposite problem.
If you don't think about all the times you're wrong, then you're actually always right.
Well, I take it one step further. I don't think in the first place.
Think twice. I didn't even think once. Oh, this is, I do have to say,
Do you even think before you speak? No, I'm just as surprised as you.
I do have to say my designing skills really are improving because this is much like easier to assemble and overall better than the last one.
He's getting better. We have to stop him.
Recently, I thought that if I had the need to, it's a purely hypothetical thought, right? A thought experiment of sorts. If I actually had the need to kill someone, how difficult would it be for me to build a weapon that would achieve it in a satisfactory way? And I
Depends on what
realized
you
how much like resources I have. It's honestly quite nice.
You could just throw a beaker of acid on them. But I don't know if you would consider that satisfactory.
If I had a nickel for every single time we've discussed me throwing a beaker of acid at someone,
You have
I'd
a
have
lot of
2
acid.
nickels. Yeah, but actually I don't have any good acid. That's the problem.
You
in
have
the-
more acid than a music festival in the 70s.
I do have a lot of acid, but all of my acid is garbage. That's why for the next practical
Well, you
video,
have to throw the whole beaker and not just a drop.
I do have a whole bottle of concentrated sulfuric acid. But as I mentioned, it's garbage. It's crystallizing. That's how garbage it is. Make
has
it.
a
Would you
huge
break? Make it. Would you break my spine like that caliper? Well, depends how much you're paying me.
Do you mean like John Wick style, or?
No, I meant like hooker style. That's more my fashion.
Right, I'm asking the person who asked.
Oh no.
'Cause-
Okay. Oh yeah. No. Right. Yeah. I didn't. Robots, huh? That's okay. That's right. So we pop this in. We pop this in. There we go. It holds up and read. Oh yeah, but we need to unscrew. I'm such an idiot because we have the supports for them. That was the whole point. That we add in the supports from top to bottom. They hold in place. You know what? We're gonna add them later. For now, we're just gonna snap it all on and see if it works.
The good old not my problem solution.
The good old, it's not my problem until it will be in about 10 minutes. Okay.
Just print another part. You have the parts printer machine.
I do have to say, 3D printers, the best tool I have, the hands down, it's not question or a competition. It is unbelievable to me how I live without a 3D printer. I bought my 3D printer impulsively. Like, from the moment, that's actually a track record for a lot of my big purchases, which is kind of boring. The moment from when when I first like
From the
started
moment you
talking,
understood.
the weakness of my flesh, it disgusted me. But like from
Yeah.
the first moment when I mentioned that I could buy a 3D printer to the moment where I bought it was like an hour. That was my entire decision making process. I'm pretty certain it was on the Patreon voice channel as well. I just went for it.
Sounds about right.
I ain't got the time to think through my decisions. That's the luxury that.
You did think for a whole hour. That's more than I do.
No, that's the point. I did the same with.
Thing stopping me is money.
I did the same thing with my graphics card and with my new computer and my slightly older computer. All of these I bought impulsively. No, baseless if anything. That's the point. Can I get the? Ah, damn it! I always have such a problem getting the nut out. You know.
What?
Oh yeah, and the screws as well. They're really annoying to pick up.
Yeah.
Most acids are just freaking slow, highly inefficient. I do have to say that if there is one thing that upsets me a bit is people's obsession with acids. I think acids are really neat. They're really useful. They are wildly useful in chemistry.
Nobody expects them.
But people have like that kind of obsession where the typical danger equals cool. By the way, live chat. Oh, thank you, Theo. I'm already on live chat. I always switch in the very beginning, but thank you. I appreciate the reminder. So basically, people have that obsession with dangerous stuff, and so because of that, they often associate acids with just the danger, and they always forget about the sheer usefulness of them. The problem is that a lot of
dissolve a bot. I mean,
Okay, I know it's boring, but the proton donation, that's useful. Okay, let's see. Oh, that's fun.
I think digging a big hole would be boring.
Okay, so I have some notes. This bolt has to be longer, which, to be fair, not the first time I'm saying that.
I had a nickel.
Yeah, good. But other than that, if we spin the first gear, the second one spins. And if we pop this one on top, second one spins. Very slowly, so it's hard to see it, but it doesn't like spin. Which is good. Good stuff. Who would have thought that if you had SolidWorks and you measure everything precisely, then the measurements will actually work. So the bolt has to be
measure
longer.
Things instead of using geometric constructions.
We can calculate the length of the bolt.
We have the technology. If you didn't break it.
Yeah, I mean, we really can. And there's more printing. But to be fair, it's like this whole tangent that's supposed to be just for the beginning of the stream. I have something different for the rest.
Factorio?
No. No, because there are too many aliens on the base planet. It's too confusing.
I mean, the pollution dropped down since everybody's gone.
Bases are just as dangerous. You know what's funny, Mufflover? I have a whole like container of pure potassium hydroxide, which is a pretty strong base, and I just bought it just like that. I can't buy sulfuric acid; that's illegal for me to buy. But I can buy. Actually, let me see. Potassium hydroxide. How about
So based.
So based. On the pH scale, what is it?
-9. No, that would be acidic. 11.
I don't think the pH scale goes into negatives.
You can if you try hard enough.
I don't like physically. I don't think it can actually. Wait, what would negatives mean? There was the hydroxides. It was the hydroxides in water, was it? Oh, pH. I did a bunch of research on that back in the day. You can construct all numbers of rationals and a couple more with the help of just a ruler and a corpse of Euclid himself. Hold on. pH. Not spherical. pH with spaces between. Okay, pH stabilizer. That's it. That's the only reference to pH, right? No, that checks out. You know what? Off the tangent. I'm not that curious. Not that interested.
Doesn't matter, you know.
But does it energy? So fuck off. I have like spiritual versions of all the people I know living in my head, and they won't shut up. They just won't shut up.
You know, that is a medical condition, right? That's, you can see a
I don't
doctor
think, no,
about
I mean,
that.
I don't think it rises to that level. No, because I know they're not real, so, you know.
Except for when they are.
No, I mean, they're not real, they're just, they just sometimes yell at me. Okay. Fluoroantimonic acid. I don't think that's legal to buy, Maflova. Acids are generally really restrictive. The most concentrated, the most dangerous acid I've ever bought. I still have it. In fact, I have it. I have it on my desk. It's
in this conveniently shaped jar. Oh.
Yeah, no, I have it. This is the acid. This is genuinely it. That's formic acid. 85%.
Jar moment.
I do have to say, it's kind of funny that I can say, oh yeah, by the way, the most dangerous, highly concentrated acid I've ever bought, and then be like, oh yeah, it's on my desk. Right, how could I forget? So, right here, we need the dongle to be bigger.
If I had a nickel.
If I had a nickel. Okay, we're gonna change the transparency of all of them. Because we need to... Oh no, the dongle is already quite long.
What?
Okay, so wait, they're already mated. Alright, so we're already mating the dongle. Are we?
I implore you to think about your word choice.
Raise the dongles. Yeah, no, that makes sense because yeah, it's stuck on the dongle. All right, yeah. That's why it's only rotating and not doing anything else. So, which means that if we extend it, how far do we want to extend it? That's a good question. Because if they are flat, which means height of the opposite of a nut on the screw. That's 2 millimeters. So we could do a solid 3 millimeters, just to be safe. Right. Which would mean 12. It would mean 12. So then going back. Is it further out? It absolutely does not feel further out. What are your mates? Just dongle on dongle mating. Yeah, as God intended.
I think it's
Go
quite
on,
the opposite.
go on. Finish your thought. What were you about to say?
I said I think it's quite the opposite, actually.
Yeah, no, you're just wrong. You wouldn't know. You wouldn't get it.
Yeah, I was only raised in the church. It's fine.
Listen, as a deity myself, I think I have a bit more experience in the matter. Shut up.
When you say experience, what kind?
Which mate is holding it like vertically? It would be quite convenient if I could just select an object and show me all the mates. Methamphetamine, but with 6 carbon chains from the phenyl to the amine instead. Why not? You know what? Go for it. Go off, go for it. Don't let anyone stop you. Don't let your dreams be dreams. I could try a second mate and then that could break it. because what we want is we want to basically not edit part. We want to change transparency, and then select the top, and then pop it to the top of the. Oh no. Damn it! I've done such a mess with the mates. Slams don't uses Jack Black voice. Mating. No, I can't do Jack Black. Hold on, it'd be more like mating. I'm not going so deep for it.
Can't wait for the OF.
Oh, this coffee is so good. Oh. What? I've made a mess. No, it's this one. No, it's not. It can't be. Which one holds them up in place on the axis of rotation? I think I can do Optimus Prime voice. That's impressive. I won't even attempt because I just know I won't be able to. Like, I don't need to check. I know I can't. Alright, so first we start here. Right, that's proper.
I mean, it's not that difficult, I say, while knowing damn well I can't do it either.
Optimus Prime. Optimus Prime. Humans don't go that deep. Well, I mean, I do if you give me a tenner, but like... A lot of sex jokes today, isn't it? They're just... Well, won't let that stop the fun. Oh yeah, no, because we first did that. We have consent. Yeah, you can see this gap. That's what means close. Anyway, what is up to do that? Body! Artistic panzer. I expected better from you.
I didn't.
In my mind, what is holding it in place? I could just delete all of them and remake them, actually. Methamphetamine. Oh, haven't got a clue. Listen, Lycan, I wouldn't torture. If I were you, I wouldn't torture myself with IUPAC naming conventions for organic molecules. Because that is not fun. I would argue it's one of the least fun parts of organic molecules. The basic ones, sure. The basic ones.
Torturing yourself at all is bad.
I would say that. Well, I don't know. Some people pay for it, but like the thing is, with small enough molecules, it's a nice curiosity in the logical system. But for big enough molecules, it's more like a requirement than a thing to ponder on. Usually, what I found is that even organic chemists don't care much about what things are called, as long as you can understand the molecule. At least that's what I found when it comes to whenever I read about organic chemistry stuff.
That is predicated on understanding the molecule, which seems like a tall order on its own.
No, because I mean there are situations in which you have multiple ways of noting down the same molecule. And like there is one correct one. Well, correct. All of them would be fair, it's just that... I mean, there are also another cases in which you think that there are multiple ways of naming a single molecule, but then it turns out that these different names mean different things. And there are sometimes places where it just doesn't matter, because why not? Alright, I'm deleting all of it,
I'm not even good at, like, the chemistry normal people
do. I mean... Flame told me that... Well, I mean, it's a pretty logical argument. I'm just saying that Flame told me, so that's because I just wanna make sure that everyone understands it's not just me making up random bullshit. But Flame told me this, where basically organic chemistry is easier than inorganic, because in organic chemistry, you have everything confined to carbon chains, at least. So organic chemistry, that's carbon chains. Inorganic chemistry, that's everything else. So you know. Who is Flame? Class... Wow. It's Flame, the myth, the man, the legend. The one and only. Flame is my go-to expert for chemistry matters of all kinds. Although he does specialize in glowing stuff and like trying to find a way to like eloquently put all of the things he doesn't want. Because usually circling around fucking cheers, mate. That's what I was looking for. Usually he does stuff around
+1!
quantum physical chemistry, I would say. That's usually. Although I don't think it's quantum chemistry, actually. I don't think it's called quantum chemistry, but quantum chemistry would be quite a descriptive name for it, in my opinion. Like, on the edge of... So, classical chemistry would be like... Just... You deal more with more abstract concepts, but the more in-depth physical chemistry, you kind of treat electrons like physicists treat electrons, but you're still doing chemistry. It's mostly like very, very in-depth, proper explanations of why things happen. That's why I adore it. Should I know him? Does he do YouTube? To my knowledge, he doesn't, other than he made a video with me, and will probably make another one. Ooh, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I'm gonna go and do some coding without knowing about coding.
See that sooner.
Thank you for shilling in a monotone voice. I'm gonna go and do some coding without knowing what I'm coding and just hope what I want to do without knowing what I want to do. Funny enough, Artistic Panzer, the second part of the live stream will be me programming, so that's fun. But yeah, for now we need to add in the Top Gear.
Tonight on Top Gear.
Not on Top Gear. Don't save.
Hammond parks a car on a tree.
Jeremy gets fucking pissed.
That's not really.
They drink beer
all
all
the
the
time.
time. Yeah, I mean, for a car show, they do drink a lot.
See, drunk driving isn't the problem. It's all the drunk crashers that give us a bad name.
There are way less drunk drivers crashing than sober drivers crashing.
If you drink and drive, you have a 1 in 5 chance of getting into an accident. Which means the sober drivers are an 80% statistic.
Alright, now we're gonna just mate all of these in. Hello everyone, welcome to yet another Make It mating tutorial. Fucked up that last one, oh well, happens.
See, it's the natural progression from chemistry.
I would say mating and then fucking up. That's usually how I do it.
No, I said it's the natural progression from chemistry. Chemistry, then mating, right?
Oh, it depends how much you pay them.
That's still... Setting something on fire is also a kind of chemistry, you know?
Make a set period with your best stereotypical gay voice. I'm bad at impressions. Hold on, I need to... Stereotypical gay voice. Who do I know that's a stereotypical?
You! Just say it normal! Now's your chance to do a very funny bit.
No, I don't think I can do a stereotypical gay voice. I really don't think I can do it.
Couldn't you do a positron voice?
A positron voice? I mean... Fair point, but no, I can't do a positron voice, no.
Oh.
Wait, you are not gay? Well, I didn't say that. I just said I can't do the stereotypical gay voice. There's a difference. Okay, now we just made these.
Hold on, I have an idea.
There we go.
Nope, wrong person. My summoning powers are calibration.
Excuse me?
Yeah, you're the wrong person, sorry.
Why have I been summoned?
We need a stereotypical gay voice.
Yeah.
Meow.
No, that's femboys. Close, but not quite it.
To be fair, I know that they do exist, but I've never seen a straight femboy.
Straight femboy.
Yeah, never seen one.
They must exist.
I don't-
It's to
I don't
complete
think
the
they
standard
do.
model.
I mean, they can't. Oh fuck, that was good.
Okay, define straight.
We're really going down that rabbit hole for this. I've never seen a straight
Okay, do you mean
femboy.
like Euclidean
Actually-
space, or spherical, or hyperbolic?
Because if you mean straight femboy as attracted to another gender, that is actually very popular. Because many fucking femboys identify as femme. You know.
No, when I say straight, I mean the shortest distance between two arbitrary points.
I mean, the thing is, if we're going with in depth, then I stand by my femboys theorem, which means that every femboy is either pan or ace. So, if we're
That would
going,
not complete the standard model.
yeah. So if we're going that, we're assuming like classical
Assume the map
mechanics.
checks out and then just work from there.
Classical mechanics.
Yeah. What's the fucking spin on a femboy? Is it-
See, it makes sense because you have up, down, right? And then top, bottom, and charm and strange. And of those,
6 kinds of
Femboys are the strange.
femboys. There are 6 kinds of femboys. The up and down,
no,
by
there
the
are
way.
6 kinds of,
No. There are
aren't
6
kinds
kinds.
of femboy.
There are 6 kinds of gay people. You're right. There's the charm. There
Yes.
is the strange. There is the top. There is the bottom. And then the up and down. That gets confusing. But that's just your classical golden retriever and blood cat kind of situation, you know.
No, I was gonna say lesbians.
What? No. Oh, mate, you clearly know. What university did you study at?
None, actually.
Yeah, it
making this
shows. Yeah.
Isn't up and down just sub and down?
Man just ask, what the hell did I tune into?
Also, I think you are forgetting something important.
What?
Anti-quark.
Oh yeah. I'm dizzy. I was trying to make gears and I'm so dizzy.
I have that effect on people.
This really grinds my gears, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Let's see if it'll fit, which is also something I have never heard in my life.
Yeah.
It's usually a very disappointed yes.
Alright. I feel like the
Like throwing a
knobs...
cucumber down a hallway.
Picture. Oh, I'm running out of coffee at this point.
Wow, I should sleep more. I can actually think now.
Yeah, I mean, I do have to say, as far as the stream conversations go, this is pretty good. This is pretty good so
I
far.
have to say, you thinking does not do you well.
It's doing great. It's just not doing you well.
Well, I mean, you're pretty far away to do them.
Yeah. If I was closer, I still wouldn't, though.
I am
Coward.
being done by some more closer.
Okay, but
more
you're closer,
older.
so why don't you get that started by now?
That sounded like a work email. We need someone to do the gateway ASAP, you
Dear
know.
manager, do this fanboy right now.
Can someone fill in Timon about the situation we're having on stream right now? Because he will be so upset that he missed this.
If you intentionally misspell
Timon?
things, people are more likely to read it.
Fun fact, Charm was originally named Beauty as opposing to the new Strange particle to complete the duality to make it pretty. I didn't stick and Charm kinda got through. That does make sense. What are you building, by the way? I'm building a robot. Slowly, very slowly, Munch. Very, very slowly. As you can see by all of the loose parts
Yeah.
just chilling on my desk.
We are sufficiently slowing him down.
Oh, Quasar, hi! how convenient. Because the point of this live stream, by the way, this is just the foreplay. Alright, all of this solid works and printing and such. The actual meat and potatoes of the stream was supposed to be like trying to do networking in C, and then immediately getting distracted by setting up like a log system and error reporting. Oh shit, this is weird.
Man, I'm so glad this guy's streams are just networking, chemistry, and mating.
The 3 F's of life.
Fight, freeze, flee.
Freeze?
Just like a deer in headlights.
Oh yeah, right.
No, as in temperature drop.
Yeah.
Foreplay implies hindplay. That's what... I'm not reading the rest of that. I'm not gonna read it. No, I reserve my private right to not read that.
I heard my
But like, that's the logical conclusion.
Damn it, I've done it in an idiotic way. Oh shucks, we need to delete this. Yeah, no, we need to delete this extrude for now. Actually no, we need to keep it, because otherwise the mate will break. Yeah. Yeah. So...
Is there an issue with your plastic Dynon ID?
Yeah, there's an issue with my calculations. They ain't calculating. It's called aftercare, and it's important for a healthy relationship.
I was just gonna say that. I was looking for the word.
Yeah, the thing, I feel like that beautifully illustrates all of our lives on this live stream. That only
Don't do that.
that only
Well,
you and
We don't have
Theo
lives. That's it.
that only you and Theo knew about it, and then Theo was actually the only one who would know the word. I feel like that fits. Out of all of us here, I imagine Theo was the only one
I
who could
wouldn't
be in a
know
healthy
anything about
relationship.
fitting.
Yeah.
Ah, damn it, I keep getting distracted with gay jokes. Right, the distance of the gear. That's 5 millimeters. And then
I
how
know, it's not
much?
exclusive to gays.
I threw in
Just
Oh
saying,
yeah,
I wouldn't know
sorry.
anything about fitting.
I forgot, Quasar, you always join in on stream with a single message and then you just sit there silently. And I don't ever know if you're actually here. I worry.
Listen, Quata is one of those fucking weird straight programmers. He doesn't know anything about, gay shit we're into.
I don't know, Quasar has pretty good gaydar, I do have to say. Or I don't know,
That's
actually
probably 'cause
the
he was in
modern...
the army.
No, them. But the more modern version of gaydar. Like gaydar for programmers, Where basically, whenever I
Bidar.
talk... Bidar, yeah. Older,
You've
basically.
heard of radar, now get ready for LiDAR.
Like, whenever I talk about any of my computer science friends to Quasar can, just like that, just snap and immediately knows if they're a fanboy or not. Just immediately,
Well,
instant. It's impressive
I mean,
skill.
he's probably used to from the working the field,
So many of them.
Stop sending
He has
pictures of them
experience.
in the quote programmer socks. And maybe
Why
it'd
is
be a
it-
little more difficult.
That's a 10. How the Kyler Quasar? Speak of the...
So probably the only reason I can detect if someone is a femboy in the computer science field is because I'm used to working with people who are way on the opposite of the spectrum. So the assumption is easy. If they don't act that way, probably femboy. Done.
Are you renovating Notre Dame or something? What is with that echo?
I'm always moving.
Like...
Are you fucking wandering through the caves of Moria right now?
7... Oh, but that's minus the height. Right, because I've done it like an idiot. Oh, shit. 7 plus 4. Oh, damn it, these difficult math equations. How do people ever do it?
Well, I just did.
Oh, yeah, now it's much better.
7 plus 3 plus 1.
I'm in a healthy relationship currently somehow. Good for you, Lycan. Good for you. And I do mean it. I know that Black Thunder and Katsi, they would like to hate on you for that, because they're haters, professional. No, Black Thunder is more casual.
What?
Yeah, Katsi's more professional. But
Sorry, I'm not ranked hater yet.
yeah.
I gotta work on that.
Just casual hater.
Yeah.
On the weekends, you know.
Level 10 operated hater versus level 100 mafia boss hater.
Would this be good enough?
Things I ask my dad all the time.
Okay, so this is the first one, right? That's the height of the first one. Then the height of the second one, happy little accident. I can apply it as a difference, which is convenient, because that's something I can just measure directly.
With your very accurate measuring, that doesn't fucking, you know,
That's a 3, yes.
definitely can read.
I have a new caliper, it works perfectly. The old one broke.
Why have you
What are you
shrunk
doing
us?
with it? Never mind, I don't want to know.
I was
Broke
using...
another caliper?
No, that was still the first one. It's just that... I just don't know how to use them. I don't know what to tell you, it's just like...
Well, you're using it like that, I see.
Right, 8, that should be correct. Wait, no, should it? Yes, it should be 8. Which means now, if we move... Okay, this one's already on, and then there should be a gap between them. That's not big enough. Once again, a nickel.
If I had a
nickel, if only! Why is it not... Wait, no, but why isn't that big enough? That should be 3 additional ones, then should be an additional 5. But it's not a 5, is it? Oh, because of the... Oh! What a... No, that doesn't make any sense. That should be an 8, yeah. I am confused again. The caliper broke because Make wanted to measure the circumference of his... Okay, there we go. Pull this out, like that, then pop it on.
Why did it spin?
Wait, it's a gear.
Well, yes, but when you pulled it off,
Well, it's because it's like frozen on the axis, so when I move the mouse, there's like a single line I can move across to pull it out, and then any other movement will cause it to spin. Because it's stuck on an axis.
if I had a nickel.
You should get that checked out. Okay, I don't know why there has to be an additional 3mm there, but I'm adding it. If there has to be, then there has to be. Again. Let's do a 12, just in case.
I just need money, guys. I'm sorry.
I don't know, Mickey was
Maybe
into...
spit nickels.
Is this good?
If I had a nickel every time, I would still be this broke.
Okay, let's see.
You know, Black Thunder? I got you. I got you. Here you go. How about I get you a nickel?
If I had
Thick,
10 more
oh,
feathers,
gee
then
whiz. That is uncomfortable looking. Also...
What are you using that for?
Also...
What do you usually use nickels for? No, answer the question. Why would that be uncomfortable?
No, that's uncomfortable to look at.
Is it?
A thickle?
No, a nickel.
Oh, nickel, sorry, that's a nickel, right. Also, I love that 2000...
Slug looking.
I absolutely love that 2000 webpage look with
Oh, yeah.
the 3 ugliest color. You can 3 ugliest colors. I'm pretty certain the bottom one is the
It's not
scientifically.
bad. It's the olive green that makes it worse.
I'm pretty certain that this color that's the scientifically ugliest color. You know.
Don't you just want
Oh,
some
what the fuck
football
is
for-
that?
That is just.
Can I use these as slugs for an 8 gauge?
Just.
Use them however you like.
Is that like fucking having a back dark mode interaction or something? Or is that actual color of the website?
I'm waiting for the image to load, and then I realize it's just a flat color.
12 to 60.
That's because it's the MS Paint olive green. Like,
Here you go. Source website. Even has a GIF from 1995.
It is bad. Oh, good grief.
Thickcoins.net. Of course, it's thickcoins.net.
Fucking finger gift. God damn it.
Yeah, nickels,
That
pennies,
has to be a
This really
.net.
has
then.
the fucking vibe. Holy shit.
dimes.
This is like
Quarters.
2002 website for that. What the fuck?
There we go. That works.
That is not an. Pantone 448C is not the ugliest color. That is fine.
Fine.
Olive, yeah, like it's not a great color. I wouldn't use it for much, but like it's a serviceable color. You could use it for like the ground in Factorio, for example. I have,
Unbiased. Completely unbiased
like-
opinion.
okay, mud colored, right? It's fine.
4 plus 3.
Very dark beige. I think the 128.0, orange, not really orange, Microsoft Paint color is worse.
Black Thunder, you're the kind of guy who drives a champagne-colored car, aren't you?
No, it's silver.
I'm just messing. I'm just messing. Oh, that color just looks like baby vomit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is
That's the back end of the website.
It doesn't really look similarly close to the ugliest color.
Hey, it gives it that 90s feel.
I'm
This website is fucking awesome. Holy shit. Fucking love this.
There's just so much to unpack. The legend itself.
Can he please wear some shoes?
The singular really breaks. There is so much there. I've never seen an image with less that says more. Oh my goodness! No, I need to.
Hold on. I have a way of fixing this. I can make it better.
I
can
have-
make it better.
I have never
You
seen.
can.
Hold on, I need to see.
Trust me, I can make it better.
I have successfully derailed the stream.
I mean,
Oh.
one nickel.
But seriously, his toes look circumcised.
You bastard.
I promise you I can make it better. Resize.
I believe in you.
Oh, oh god, no.
I just love the mint.
I mean, I've never seen an image with less that says more. There is so much going on there, and at the same time, so little.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, that is an improvement. Yeah.
I told you, I know how to make it better.
Oh, my face hurts. Oh, it hurt. I pulled the muscle. I have a thing where if
I go to the second worst streaming service ever
oh,
to figure out how they do their album cart art.
I have a thing where if I smile for too long, my face just physically hurts. And it's so painful right now. The nickels, not the mints.
Fucking great
Oh,
tangent.
just scrolls down, of course. Figure coins for all. Within transport and self-defense.
I was asking if you could use them as slugs for an 8 gauge, and I got you can use them for whatever you want, which sounds like a yes, but I was asking about the physical limitations of it.
Oh my goodness, the last update was 2 months ago.
That's more frightening than the West.
And that was
website,
thank you for huge interest in my coins. And there are some pre-ordered slots left. 2 product nickel. I mean, so...
You should order one. Like, it's only got to be what, 25 cents? It looks like about 5 nickels stacked on top of each other,
Hold
right?
on, I need to see which. Wait a minute, you did don't look second. I need to see how the pre-order page. How much do they cost?
Oh, yeah. How blown out is the pre-order page?
Oh,
Oh, pre-order closed.
it's done.
Man, so-
We missed it. We missed the pre-order on Nichols. Damn it.
Damn, there go my weekend plans.
Oh, what's the point of money now if we can't buy Nichols?
I just love this.
What's the point of money if I can't make it thicker?
No, they're like, I need you all to unsubscribe from Patreon. I can't buy any more Nichols with it. What am I supposed to do?
Understandable crash out.
Hi, the QWERTY. We were just looking at Nichols. How is your day going?
Guys, check out this fucking PDF.
Wait, there's a PDF?
There's a PDF.
What?
Oh, that's a brochure. The man has a QR code.
My garage was simply burglarized, and all I had for defense was a bag of nickels. Did not respect my weapons. Nickels out the thing. This is like a Batman backstory.
I just
Which
love
one
it.
But he has
Look at
only
it.
one.
Very slight and effective, like my grandson.
I love the fact this looks like a 90s website with the QR code.
Brilliant.
I mean, to be fair, when did QR codes come out? I think it was the 90s.
I don't think so. Maybe.
QR code.
Oh, 94. But they became
Yeah.
mainstream later on, though.
Yeah, 97, okay.
Oh, the little American flag at the bottom. That's just incredible.
Front page 90 what? 91.
I miss the everything being a GIF back in the day. I do have to say, I do miss that. That's making me nostalgic right now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, we kind of have that now.
Yeah, with PNGs. Come on,
No,
ridiculous.
I said kind of because we also have, GIFs that exist.
No, what I
We
mean is
still
that
have them.
a while back ago, GIFs were the only way to like achieve transparency, and so
Ah.
everyone was obsessed. Obsessed.
Also, Katsy, regarding your link, I love how that PDF is titled poster, as if you're supposed to print it out and slap it on the wall.
I would, though.
Who wouldn't?
Unlaminated A4 sheet of paper. Masking tape straight on the drywall.
No, I am sending it to everyone I know. They need to buy some nickels for themselves because this is like I'm worried about their
Need
safety.
more.
We
You
need.
need to grassroots the Nickels.
We do need to. I mean, to be fair, this was just a pre-order.
Nickel too.
So I would imagine later on there's gonna be an order page, right? Oh, I can't open it in new. Cool. Yeah, that was just a pre-order. We still have the chance to.
There's still hope, guys.
Apparently, the guy printed these out and posted flyers. It's on the front page.
Thank you, Theo, for very what's the word I'm looking for?
For great contribution to society.
I'm sure. Not quite what I was looking for, but it'll work.
Nichols. The thing is on top.
The gif of the printer.
Affirmative awards as always. I like to imagine that this is Theo. I do.
Theo in 30 years.
It is.
I mean, hey, there are worse paths a German can take.
Theo,
Oh, that's true.
Theo, have you invented time travel, perchance?
Fueled by Nickels.
You're like Nichols. No, I imagine Theo being the kind of person who would invent the nickel. I do have to say. And it will be practical. I believe nickels are practical. The more I say it, the more of a jamais vu I get. That word just doesn't sit well in my mouth, you know?
What's wrong with the nickels now? I thought you liked them.
I do love nickels, don't get me wrong. Hey, I like nickels as much as the next guy. I am the next guy. Factorial Space Age go brr. Yeah, it did. And now there's too many bugs. Can't join in.
Yeah, well, that's.
I mean, I haven't
You're the guy who
tried,
kills
but
them all.
yeah, I haven't tried joining back
It's
in.
your
You
job.
just put me off with the whole like decoy factory being destroyed. That kind of put me off. I've built a decoy factory so that the bugs wouldn't destroy. I've built a decoy factory so that the bugs wouldn't destroy the factory, and then I've built the decoy factory so that the bugs wouldn't destroy the decoy factory, and then the bugs
Okay,
destroyed the decoy
I still
factory.
have access to the satellite camera that's above that planet. Do you see how many turrets are sitting in this factory? It's not for lack of trying, okay? I did my damnedest.
Do we need a world reset?
No.
No. What is that text? Oh, see you later, gone to volcanoes. Cool. I mean, my decoy factory is still standing, so that's something.
I guess
Yeah.
Black Thunder just is gating me as from playing by, you know, keeping the bars occupying on the fucking OB.
One step. Cylinders, 2 and cylinders. If I had money to waste on it, I'd nickel all day and night long. Theo, you and me both. I am a little bit upset. Like I was a bit on the fence, but I genuinely feel like I could be persuaded to buying some nickels. Hold on, I need to get my prints off. I'll be right back.
Nothing more American than just buying money that's worth less.
Well, you don't buy it for
Well,
the sake
as
of money.
money,
You buy it
okay.
as prints for the sake of as a self-defense. All right, how much is your life worth? It's for self-defense reasons.
I just remember he's got a phone number. You can call him.
Buy some nickels,
Is-
please.
Hi there, sir. I am very interested in your nickel.
I'd like to set up a bulk purchase.
I'd like 10,000.
Your
I'll give you a
strongest
nickel
nickels.
each. I'll give you a dime each. That's like a 200% return on investment.
I
right?
genuinely am curious how much they cost. What do you think? Would it be like 5
25
bucks?
cents.
I imagine like $5.
I mean, it's
I
like
can see
5
5
nickel
like
stack.
10.
I think actually maybe 10. Yeah.
Now I have to find out if that's cheaper or more expensive than slugs. I have to know if this is like an actual cost-effective way of getting slugs.
The nickels.
Yes.
The nickels. I'm sorry. Are slugs just? I don't know much about classical guns. Slugs are just like
What is
cylinders.
classical about a shotgun? It's like one of the more modern inventions.
Well, you
There's
know.
no way that shooting money is more cost effective.
Well, okay, like Black Thunder.
You'll never believe how ammo works.
Black Thunder, the only weapons I'm interested in are like pneumatic and coil guns, alright? So I consider a shotgun to be a classical kind of gun. So. Just a give of a slug. Oh, what was I doing even? We got. I mean, nickels, right? I need another cup of coffee.
Okay.
I'm making another cup of coffee. Nickels really worn me out.
Okay.
Nothing beats a good group. 7 out of 10 with nickel again. Oh yeah, right. Networking in C. Wouldn't that be fun?
Nah.
Oh, jeez. No, like, this is just some background, like, video stuff so that, you know, we can have a conversation going on in the foreground. Like, I need an excuse,
Yeah,
so
in the
because
foreplay.
otherwise this is just like a still frame with us talking, and that feels too much podcasty, a bit hacky. So, you know, I need something different.
Well, I know pennies are like. You can use pennies.
Yeah,
if you,
pennies
like,
are cost
remove
effective.
Well, if you remove the lip around them, you can stack like 12 of them into 20 for the 12 gauge, right? I know that much. I'm trying to work backwards if those would be more cost effective or less.
Why did SolidWorks just log me out?
That happens.
You can hag on Solid.
SolidWorks, more like Solid doesn't. I mean, I joke a lot, but I mean, it comes from a real
Like you
point
may
of
have
pain.
joked a lot of time.
Yeah, but it comes from a real point of pain because the SolidWorks is just such a garbage at times. The thing is, I don't know how I ended up in this situation, but it's really like SolidWorks. I think I have the version that's meant to be for like
People call
professionals.
it SolidWorks. It should be Metalworks Solid. Like, come on.
Folks.
To be Metal Gear Solid Revengeance.
Revengeance
So glad you got
is.
the joke,
I do have
guys.
to say, okay, I'm getting off on this tangent once more, but like, Revengeance is such a bold choice for a title, considering that it's not a word. Calling it Revengeance, like, when you step back from it, this is revenge and vengeance. So, this is the first ever usage of that word was in the title of a game.
You may say word used stupidly, but then you realize Japanese developer.
But like, no, that's a bold choice. I don't think it's true. I think it's.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be
I use FreeCAD. I totally love it. I totally love it. I totally love it.
All this bad
835.
things.
I've had people recommend me FreeCAD for a while now, but I'm just.
Yeah.
But I got introduced to CAD World with SolidWorks, so unfortunately I'm sticking with it. I found a cover band for Nickelback. If I had a Nickel, for every single time. Right, it's time to start yet another pointless GitHub repo. What are we calling this one? I don't know. Nickel.
Nickelnet.
Nickel. I really am dizzy. I closed the window because it was really loud outside, but in my apartment, not having windows open, that's a death sentence. That's risky. That's like visibly taking years of my life. Considering how many open chemicals I have a bottle in the corner that's fluorescent and just open. It has been for a
No,
week.
I don't want a Mossberg 835. I want to see what bores closest to 8.835 inches. Come on, stupid web.
Black Thunder, you're supposed to
Show
keep
me
the
anything but a cat.
you're supposed to keep the thinking thoughts on the inside.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
Something we both have to work on.
See, rather than nickel becoming a recurring gag, it genuinely might be. I genuinely might from now on say nickels instead of nickels.
I was already wanted to say that.
Save me Wikipedia.
Simply because of question.
Oh.
Nickel, I can't. Alright. Okay.
Bye, Acronymus.
Compose myself.
You will be missed.
Oh, wait, wasn't that an Irish exit? Bye. Please reference nickel in the video or something. It has potential. It has potential.
See, this is gonna be like some storyline quest item for Maker to get a nickel now. And
I mean,
every
I
time
really
there's a
don't do.
live stream, it's gonna be on the table just sitting there.
I do kind of want a nickel. I mean, can you imagine if the pre-sale would be the only thing that happens with nickels? They don't actually. I would need to make my own nickel. I've already been this close to buying a kiln. I've already been so close to buying a kiln, alright? If the nickels don't go back on sale, that's gonna push me over the edge. I'm buying a kiln.
Do you kiln them? Like, isn't it meant like a press? More like than kiln?
Well, the price would be more expensive than a kiln. Also, the anvil. I really want to order an anvil.
0.83.
You mean an
And in
anvil
fact,
already?
No, I
have discovered.
also I thought about ordering bricks as well because bricks are cheaper. It would be hilarious. Poor delivery.
You've heard of the nickels. Now get ready for brickles.
I do like pray. Everyone should pray that I don't ever become rich. Because I'm gonna just go full on Mr. Burns. I'm gonna spend every single day ordering a stack of bricks, then getting delivered and just throwing it out right away, ordering another one. I just want the delivery people to have to carry a stack of bricks that I ordered from Amazon for like I would subscribe to Amazon free delivery services. I don't know which. I'm just find some, and then every single time I would order barely enough. I would order barely enough bricks just to get the free delivery, free shipping.
Nobody joined and then left.
Yeah, it was a Cronus.
Yes.
Oh. If you order
Someone should send the nickels to who?
if you order an anvil, you make the delivery guy feel like Sisyphus or something. Yeah, that's the point. I think that's funny. Like, I really normally feel bad about inconveniencing, even the most minor of ways, anyone around me. But like, man, I really want to order an anvil.
Wait, can you just like order an anvil from Amazon and then immediately return it for like free?
Order it, say it was defective, send it back, order another.
the poor delivery guy seeing me return the fourth anvil this week. That's so
By Anvil 6, you realize you've ordered the wrong kind of anvil this entire time, and you change your order to a heavier one. Oh, my bad.
Is there a rule on how many anvils I can just order and return right away?
I don't believe so.
Show me the law! Show me the rule that says I can't order 7 anvils and return them all.
Your policy
what is that
doesn't
website?
sound legally binding.
No. That makes sense. Alright. Nichols the Bad Dragon. No, that's Nichols.
Man, I wonder what that company makes.
Oh yeah, I see. Okay.
That's a company? I didn't know.
What? Yeah, well, I'm new. Like, I'm totally don't know what the company is actually. Can you enlighten me?
How do you...
Guys,
As far as I know, it's just a hoodie.
I have an extra lore dump about our mystical Theocynical man.
What did you
Oh.
find?
This
Oh,
is his
God.
press.
Wait, I need to...
Someone contact and ask to see his press.
Oh my.
Mm.
Oh, that's hefty for Nichols.
We should have, or we should order and return that.
I would just like to point out that the question was, I'm just curious how you made your coins. And the reply was just the image. There was nothing else there.
It says enough.
Yeah.
That's some real, like, giga energy.
How do you do this? Actually, response.
I do have to say, the return on investment there must be phenomenal. Just imagine going to a bank to apply for a loan to get a minting press and describing your products. You see, Nichols. I just totally imagine him dressed in like black turtleneck shirt, right? No shoes, obviously, no socks, bare feet. That's obvious, trademark. And just like thinking that Nichols. And then the image of press, that's it, nothing more.
We've also found the price.
$30? That's a ripple.
$30 to get
No.
your nickel.
Okay, $10 I would consider. 30, that's a bit much for me. I need to make my own nickel.
You better get like 5 nickels for that.
I thought I thought you were about to say with that price you better get 5 because they're gonna solo. Actually, hold on, quick maths. Take back the statement I said about return on investment. 30 times 150. That is in fact 4,500.
I need to sell 150 nickels.
Gosh.
Apparently.
Gosh darn.
We need to make a press. We need a press now.
That's
Minting
like-
machine.
That's impressive. Pun intended.
Some sick profit.
He made more than I made of the YouTube ad revenue. Like, in general. Just by selling
You should
nickels.
invest in a press and start minting your own coins.
I should have just made nickels. What am I doing?
To be fair, you probably started in the 90s.
The first update was from this year, from January.
That was the first update.
Make it. It's time for you to change careers. Yeah, I'm gonna be a nickel maker.
The change
Nickel minter.
Nickel. Is there a job offering in the nickel market?
Can I help? Please?
Okay,
I'm
listen, my mates. Listen. We need to disrupt the nickel market, right? It's time to
broke. I'm
brainstorm.
thinking the dimes.
It's-
They're half as big. They're twice.
I like it. It's going on the board. It's
makes-
going on the board. Thorless. You gotta diversify.
Polar.
Just a paper mache brick. Brick painted green.
Thick paper. We need to think of more thick stuff, right? There's some serious money.
Bennies.
There is some serious money floating around the nickel market. I do have to say though, there's some shady. I feel like we should try for like an antitrust lawsuit there because there is some shady stuff going on behind the scenes. You see, they
Man
don't.
has a monopoly on the nickel
Yeah,
market.
they don't want you to know who's actually in charge of the nickel. You know.
I think it's Thneo.
Big nickel doesn't want you to reveal that.
Yeah,
I think
big
the
nickel.
quality is big. I think it goes without saying.
Big nickel. It's kind of.
Just
Okay, serious talk. Do you think I could score a sponsorship with them actually? Because that would be fucking hilarious. like a, that would be so funny though. Like, just. Oh man, I really don't want to score a sponsor
Alright.
with nickel.
So you probably could. You could probably
I
tell him,
know.
hey, I'm a big YouTuber. Just flex it. Doesn't matter. This is like a man from the 70s. So he probably just discovered Facebook recently. So flex the YouTube and be like, hey man, I want to like sponsor you or something. And
Hey,
what
would you
yes.
sponsor me?
I just, like imagine like this is the highest patron tier for a month. That's all I because I just want it to be technically a sponsorship. Can you imagine me being sponsored by the Nichols? Dude, my first ever sponsorship being the Nichols.
Just
No
tell
way,
him you'll give him your own like Discord role. You call him like the Nickel Smith. Or something.
The I can't pronounce that blend of consonants.
Hold on, I need to I need to see the why is the name Theodore Nichols? It's Theodore's thick coins. We need an email. There we go. Email address, good. I need to. Sir, I have an inquiry.
Remember, he's a boomer. So you have to say, sir, I have a humble request.
Okay, but like
I respect
The
your
man-
professor's approach to business.
the man is more tech savvy than me because there is no way you can sell 150 nickels on a pre-sale with $30 a piece price.
Man found his market.
He really did. I have all these nickels. Why haven't anyone made them thick yet? This live stream is just like a solid hour of us laughing at the nickel. Oh, and I regret nothing from it. I need to message him. Ask him if he would like to I would love to be sponsored by the nickel man himself. The nickel man.
As a fellow businessman.
That's a great opening.
As a fellow entrepreneur. In the multimedia industry.
Oh, okay, hold on. I'm composing an email. No, I'm not doing my. Although I need my. I do one of my emails, but I would need to. It would take me a while to find the password for it. Was makeit@horsefucker.org, and I feel like I really should.
That's an email.
I feel like I really need to find the password that email for this. Hold on. Make it@horsefucker.
Oh, does it look bad because he has the auto dark mode on?
No, because I have the auto dark mode on.
Right, but does the website look the same because?
Oh my goodness! No.
website
It
looks
does
so
look. It does look so much better. We're just idiots.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Okay, so like, right? No, that makes lots of more sense. Yeah. Jeez,
The website actually makes sense now.
yeah. Okay. No. That makes sense. I knew that the ugliest code in the world didn't. I mean, it still looks.
I mean, it was still
It could
perfectly
be
on
better,
brand,
but this is
you know?
way better than what it
This
was.
really is way better.
This truly shows the pinnacle of modern coinage.
Yes.
There should be like reviews.
How do they say? It's mint.
There should be like reviews flashing by, and this is the pinnacle of modern coinage. Would be one of them.
It's mint. Send it.
Hold on.
I love the boss says website proudly built with front page.
Have you tried using front page? Anything made with that is proudly done.
Okay, hold on. I'm trying to find my make it horse
Wait, at least
fucker
it wasn't
password.
Squarespace.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, Squarespace wouldn't handle this. Wouldn't handle the thickness, you know. What do you mean new version of Outlook is required? I'm just trying to log onto my horse fucking email. And you're trying to update.
Come on, make it. No more horsing around.
Hold on, I need to. No, don't log me into my default. I need to. If I'm gonna message the man himself, I need to do it with the horse fucking one. There is no other way.
Sorry, that was the wrong email. I logged into that one on accident.
Make at horsefucker.org. I think it was at horsefucker.org, although I could be a bit off. I haven't used that email in, I think, years at this point. So the password, that's gonna be a rough one.
Is the password Mr. Hands?
You cannot reset the password.
What?
Yeah, you think you can get like at horsefucker.org and then it's just like a service or something. No, the story behind it is that there was a guy, or there is a guy, where basically they host a bunch of wacky emails like
Domains.
that. Yeah, wacky domain just for emails. And the only way, and then on the beginning when they started this, they just gave out a bunch of like keys to these emails to random people. And then when you got those keys, you could then like gift those keys to other people. I think that was the system. And so from the very start there was a finite amount. It didn't cost anything because you couldn't buy them. And I got 3 of those keys. And one of the emails I've set up was make it at horsefucker. So, like, you cannot reset the password. This is lost media stuff, right? I would need to personally find the person who hosts this and then personally message them.
Hey, I forgot the password to my account that I haven't used in like 6
Hey,
years.
there is the... So, yeah, just like...
Do you remember this?
Yeah, like opening email, like... Have you heard of Nichols, maybe? Selling pitch. No, I've never met that person. I got the keys gifted from another friend of mine. And I don't remember how they got their keys. I honestly don't know how the entire system works. All I know is that there's no way to get them other than someone has to give them to you.
How bad it would be to just make a new fucking email with horsefucker in it.
Well, no, I can't make an email with hostfucker.org because I don't own the domain. I would need to buy the domain. That's the only way.
Ferb, I know what we're gonna do today.
Which I cannot do because someone else already owns that domain. It is...
Well, it doesn't have to be .org.
Fair point. .gov.
.sum.
Oh, another one was, I think, Camgasler. There was another one. That was another. Yeah.
You truly.
There was a bunch. There was a bunch
very
over
sure.
there. There was really a bunch. I remember I once. The only time I've used my hostfucker email was something about business. I sent someone. Not by accident, mind you. I knew which email I was using.
Premeditated.
It
okay.
was okay. Something went wrong. Could it be that?
You know, this reminds me when I was reviewing some job resumes that were sent to me to hire someone, and someone was like, "Hey, I got like 4 more resumes for you to look at." I'm like, "Okay, whatever." Glance over all of them. One of them, person's email is bigbootylicious69@hotmail.com. I'm just like, I'm impressed you would put this on a resume.
It shows
got your
initiative.
mission
Yeah,
accomplished.
exactly. It works. Hold
They
on.
just sent it.
I need to look up the. Oh yeah, I found the website. I found the website that like provides it. Yeah, yeah.
Glad?
There we go. It's Cocklee. A vulnerability Cocklee web has like 93,000 contacts and 1 million emails and login times. Yeah, that's what the main website. Yeah, it's not really. I mean, transparency is there. Like the first sentence is about the leak. Register. Can you register?
Oh.
Oh no, you can register now. Never mind, they changed it apparently. It used to be impossible to register. Never mind. But yeah, that's an email. Now that's an email. I could get like a really silly kind of.
That has been late.
I mean, it would be tempting to get like a really silly website domain just for this little bit.
.gay.
No, some of them are expensive, you know. The TL. I always forget the name of the last letters after the dot. The T. What is it? Ah, shit. I only remember.
It's like .io is like $50 a year.
That's still a lot. You can get a bunch of them cents on the dollar, which is really nice. They do happen. Make it .wtf. I got that a steal of a deal. Make it .wtf. The first year cost me like $10, I think. Right now I pay for it 30, 40.
Simply host your own mail server off of a Raspberry Pi. We know you have plenty of them.
I can just host it on my server. Like I have a website and I have a domain, but it would be makeit.wtf, which isn't quite as funny. I can host it, but it would be such a chore to set it all up, you know.
But think of the payoff.
But
Not only do you have make it at horsefucker.whatever, but you also now have the Thnickle guy as a sponsor.
I mean, Nick of the payout, yeah.
Yeah.
Theodore Nichols, though, is such a. Theodore Nichols. I am wildly distracted.
Get another GitHub repo.
Yeah, right, that's what I was doing. I remember now. Thank you.
I read the stream title.
It is, yeah. That's the strategy actually for me. I just called the live streams that whenever really often people join in and ask me why. Oh yeah, why is the title modeling gears if all you're doing is just looking at different pictures of twinks? And then that reminds me what I was supposed to do, and then I. Hypothetical.
That happened before. Do you speak from experience?
All I'm saying is that there was a point where I was like, oh, if otter comes from otters and bears come from bears, like from animals, then does the word twink also come from an animal? It doesn't actually. Fun, in case anyone's curious, it doesn't. It does not.
I was gonna say, I don't know of any animals named that.
Twink sounds like an animal.
I
Like,
mean,
skink
birds
is an
go
animal.
crazy.
Come on.
You'd expect there to be a bird named Twin.
Yeah, not even a bird, but like skink.
Yeah, it's like a tiny fucking lizard, right?
Well, I mean, that's illegal. Just tiny lizard, you know, that's kind of enough.
Tiny wizard.
Tiny wizard, it's really small.
I
But,
think those are called gnomes. No.
oh,
Yes. No. Yeah. Gnomes.
our fairies, whatever.
Or the fae, yeah. That's true too.
Furries, that's another one.
But yeah, twink doesn't come from an animal. I mean, you learn something new every day. I didn't know that.
Why doesn't a tooth fairy ever go grave robbing?
Oh, I know that
Dead
bloke,
people don't need
actually.
them anymore.
I know that bloke. Yeah, they absolutely do. Yeah, they absolutely do go grave robbing quite often.
Oh, and why whenever I find dead people, they still have all their teeth?
I haven't come to them yet. Actually, a little known fact about Tooth Fairy. When the Tooth Fairy goes grave robbing, they just like eat the rest of the skeleton. So that's just a bias there. Every single time you find dead people they have their teeth, because if you know the Tooth Fairy visited them, you wouldn't find their skeleton. And that's a little known fact. You learn something new every day. I'm educational here on the Make It channel.
Is that why you find megalodon teeth on a beach? Because the
Yeah,
tooth fairy ate the rest of it.
that's how they got extended. Yeah, that's what happened actually.
So the tooth fairy is actually a megalodon. Okay.
No, the megalodon.
Gigalodon.
Gigalodon. It's just a silly name.
And megalodon isn't.
So, I got used to it. No, Gigalodon sounds way sillier.
Pteranodon.
How many kilolodons can fit into a megalodon? I mean, what you gonna do to big bootylicious 69? Not hire them.
Unfortunately, despite the email, I did not hire them.
No.
Damn.
No, why?
They did not meet the qualifications.
You
Was
don't
Big
say.
Delicious69 at hotmail.com enough of a qualification for
It
you?
was close, but not enough.
Still glad the army has very high standards.
A good sir, I work for the private sector that sometimes assists the army.
Yeah, army would hire
Oh,
them.
that's so much better. I'm so glad the military hires private contractors for defense.
Thegalodon. Oh. Yeah, I think that I would.
Galodon.
Lodon, just that's it. That's what they should call sharks. Just wait. Actually, curious question. What is the naming convention behind Megalodon? Because Mega is obvious, but does Lodon actually come from something?
Or like a Latin
Oh,
shark or something.
Big Tooth. Yeah, okay.
Big tooth. It's like Bigfoot, but in the sea.
I'm putting down the two best comments because Big Tooth is Big Tooth is not like Bigfoot in the sea.
No, it's like Bigfoot in the mouth.
No.
Oh, I mean, it's also pretty good. As long as like I thought archlinux.org was just Reddit, or maybe I'm high, but can you catch a cold in India? By Timon, which is.
Okay, but am I wrong?
I mostly like the fact that you asked me if like where do you get ARM version of Arch Linux, to
I asked
which
if there was an ARM
if there is an ARM version of Arch Linux, and then I looked it up, and like the website for Arch Linux is archlinux.org, and the website for ARM Arch Linux is armarchlinux.org. That's it. How many best comments do you have? A lot. They're all funny. They really all. I sometimes just when there aren't any memes in either my server or like any of the servers I frequent, then I just scroll back through the best comments because they're just hilarious. Alright, I'm gonna set it up as a private repository for now because I have too many garbage repositories on my GitHub.
Can I?
You can
have
change
garbage
from-
repositories.
You can change from private to public, right?
I don't know.
Yes.
Okay, good. I imagine so still, wanna make sure. All the setups. Oh, if I had that nickel for every single time I've set up a repository for absolutely no reason.
You'd have $30, but in a single.
In
very
a
thick
single,
line.
very thick nickel. The nickels bit is gonna be so confusing to explain later on. Hey, why do you say via the nickel? Funny you should ask. You see,
The website. You see, I have this venture.
I really wish
Please
that
reference stream 870.
I really wish that Theodore Nichols would set up a company where you could buy stocks in it. Because I would have loved to own some nickel stocks, you know? I feel like there's a lot of opportunity to grow there.
Just get me some of those stickle shares.
We saw a really big short last quarter. that's the
Truly.
That's the-
point offering.
that's the best pun I've done in any of the live streams.
My eyes twitching. That pun was awesome.
Okay. Right. The code. Right. Oh, it's so boring in comparison to nickel. Okay.
Well, you guys have fun. I have done my duty of
Thank you,
derailing
Quasar.
the stream.
Oh, thank you, Quasar. I appreciate it a lot.
Excellent.
That was
Why
good.
would you be coding when you could be investing in nickels?
I can't invest in nickels. I literally can't.
Well, it's not Nicholas boys.
Best pun of the year. We get back on the back, lads. Oh. Every single time I say a pun like that, I'm honestly kind of upset because I know how long it's gonna take me to beat that.
It removes 3 years from your lifespan.
Oh, this is gonna get so boring now. Like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be that guy, but Quasar leaves right as I start programming. What's the? I don't understand this mechanic.
It's because he successfully derailed you, and now he can no longer derail you.
I genuinely could use Quasar's help on this. But to be fair, there's a lot of boilerplate stuff I'm gonna do before I get to networking, so there is time. There is lots of time. The whole bit of the video, by the way, because this will be the second chapter of the video, and the whole bit here will be that the actual networking bit, that won't be much. I could explain that in like 2 minutes, I would say. Because I'm not gonna go too much in depth. I'm not experienced enough to go too much in depth. So instead what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just try to write that, but I keep getting sidetracked with every single little bullshit thing. And that's gonna be
Like nickels?
like
It's called
nickels.
nickels bullshit?
Oh no, I would never.
But you did.
No, I was referring to my code.
Ah, okay.
Pernicious nickels. It's not impossible. Right, let's get back on Thnak, alright? So, first we need the, well, I imagine the main. We need another conversation topic going in the meantime while I, you know what, it's bothering me. I know it's,
What? No.
wait, did my camera run off charge? I just realized I started recording on the camera. Hold on, I need to replace the battery as well. I just done a big idiot thing where I started recording on the camera despite me absolutely not doing anything visual. And now I probably have a full SD card filled with nothing.
But nickels.
All Snickers and bad memories.
Bad memories? You mean brain trauma?
You're so
he
lucky
back?
he's away and he can't hear that.
I was trying to time it, but when he came back.
What?
Mikey, you just missed the best joke of all time.
Oh, damn
I'll
it.
be sad.
No,
Yeah.
that was my quarter joke. I don't know. You're just wrong.
Bad memories? You mean brain trauma?
All I want from you and I wanna know. Gotta hold on to the brain trauma. Now that you're gone, the shape of this bruise is all I have to remind me of you. Cause no one else can hurt me like you hurt me then. No one else can make me feel that pain again. Brain trauma. Right.
You see,
Trauma.
Batman,
You
when
see?
I was a young boy, my father took me into the city to see a marching band.
He
He
goes,
said, son, when
son,
you grow up, will you be...
a savior of the broken, the beaten and the damned.
See, you picked up right where I left off, which means you're not without sin too.
Why red, yellow, blue, green? I imagine that question is towards me because my logo. I'm doing a little bit
Yeah.
of filling
Makes
in the
sense.
gaps because there is absolutely no other context to that question. There is a reason for it actually. It's kind of a convoluted and difficult to explain reason. Well, not difficult to
Trying to
explain.
copy
It's
game
just
theory.
like yeah. The reasoning is actually. I don't think I've ever actually explained this. I've always said that it looks nice, which I mean, yes, that's also kind of it.
Are the-
But like, there is some deeper meaning behind it.
There's a deep spiritual meaning behind those 4 colors.
Yeah, I mean not too deep. Like there a backstory. Oh, there we go.
Did you play Uno once?
Ah yes, the backstory.
I lost at Uno and I never recovered.
Guys, I don't have Uno.
One of the
It came free with your fucking Xbox!
I do have to say that I am a very obsessive person, and so every now and then I like hyperfixate on said memories, and I think that I'm never gonna forget
I
them.
got an autism diagnosis for you.
And like one time I remember to this day, Ali, she basically, the two most devastating things she ever said to me was one time when she said I wasn't funny, and the other time when she said I wasn't Batman. Those are, I remember those. I don't remember what the conversations were about or anything, but I do remember them. It's honestly tragic. It happened like a year ago, 2 years ago, something like that.
And the third one when she said no.
No, there were just two.
I'm sorry.
The Batman one was truly devastating.
Batman. Why Batman?
Yeah, because you said I wasn't Batman, and
You were...
that hurt.
I'll be French, Batman.
Piss off! Piss off! I come off it now. Oh, you.
He's on.
Oh, say, can't you see? No, I can't.
No,
I don't know. Yeah.
I'm
I
lucky.
can't see, I'm deaf.
You see, Batman, this nickels were worth a lot more than Bitcoin, Batman. Batman, I be rich. Fucking rich.
I'll be afraid.
I'll be rich, Batman.
You see it, Batman? No, I can't, Joker. There's acid in my eyes, Joker. I can't see anything.
I mean, we really need a thrift store, you know?
Yeah. Shut. Oh my god.
We've broken him. Mission accomplished.
There is gonna be 0 programming done today.
Yeah, I just needed to take off
Griffey
the.
soccer treat.
I just needed to get off the supports because they were really upsetting me. I couldn't look at them. As good as it gets. Yeah, I can't snap these away. How did I get them off last time? I don't. Oh, I used the tool. Oh no, I used the tool that I used for cleaning up the. I used this tool that I used for cleaning up the gunk.
Get the junk.
Yeah.
This whole conversation was wild to listen to, without any context.
I've never, honestly, I've never seen anyone laugh as hard as I did at just the word thrift store.
Yeah, the rift
Sounds
store.
like sounds like a case of
Really shows you how much comedy
trauma.
is.
Brain trauma.
You said it before you even said the thing. I have a set. By the way, I wouldn't do that if I were you because I have a setup right now where basically I have the Discord audio separate from my main PC audio, which means that this entire time I've been listening to movie music on Spotify, and so I can just do postmodern love songs, and I can just.
We told you to do finally. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean I did it days ago. This entire time I've been listening to stuff.
Can you add things to the soundboard in here? Is that a thing you can do?
Lovely love, lovely love.
I think a high G
love,
note would be a great thing to add to the soundboard.
Lovely love. She's
Leave a
left-handed.
brown note.
That probably means she's creative and it's not like the girl of my dreams. She likes cupcakes, that means she's sweet.
You
I
are
bet
not
you
Ryan
could
Gosling.
No, we'll call it beach. At one time.
Don't say that.
That was
Speak
actually
from
really
experience, don't say
fucking
that.
mean. I do have to say. That was
I was gonna say don't say that.
like I was in a
One
groove.
off-topic thing.
I was in a groove, but like, hold on, give me a second.
Don't worry, make it. I think you sound like Ryan Gosling.
There we go. Okay. Yeah, perfect.
I'm sorry.
You better be.
I mean, I took away all of Cassie's roles and just gave him the quarantine role, so I would say justice been done.
Oh no.
Yes, you did.
Okay, well.
Well, it looks like you can't be here anymore.
That's my moderator, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. That's my moderator. Well, it looks like you can't be here anymore. Kick.
Am I wrong? He doesn't have the role.
I'm sorry.
He said he's sorry.
I'm sorry.
Kathy said he's sorry.
You are gayer than Ryan Gosling.
I've never heard that angle before. I can see the sentiment.
I don't think Ryan Gosling has either.
Yeah. I don't think anyone has ever said to Ryan Gosling, "You are less gay than make it." Honestly, I don't think that's something that happens to him often. Romance isn't real.
Man, imagine if you had the opportunity to meet that man face to face, and you said,
"I'm
"You know, you're not as
gayer
gay
than
as
you."
me." It has been said that I am gayer than you.
I don't actually know what I would say if I ever met Ryan Gosling. I mean, it wouldn't be just that much of an incredible experience for me, I do believe, because I have a mirror, so you know,
Yeah.
not too out
Exactly,
of the
yeah.
ordinary.
But like, if you did look like Ryan Gosling, you wouldn't be wearing a mask all the time.
No. That's because when people watch my videos, I want them to focus on the science. I don't want them to get distracted by my utter handsomeness, you know.
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, listen, I make my videos with a mask on because I'd rather have you learning than falling in love.
Phantom
Even
of
with the
Laboratory.
mask, you already got so many straight, you know, so many gay men looking into him, you know. Like, how do you think I found this channel, you know?
I do have to say that the ratio of gay men versus anyone else who has told me that they're into me as make it is incredible. It's like, I don't know, 70 to 30, I would say. There's a lot. I really wish I understood the appeal. My physique can only be my physique can only be described as Rick Sanchez.
I didn't know you had blue hair.
Yeah, I had it really well. I know.
Looks different on camera.
Yeah, you know, it's all in the
some
head
people say
movement.
that.
You just need to like angle yourself properly.
Yeah, it's like
And then you're
actually very difficult to tell what color of your hair is
and then
in your
your
videos.
blue hair doesn't look blue anymore. Science Science costly. I do have to say, it's something that I've been saying since I've had like 100 subscribers on YouTube. But one of the reasons, I have many like reasons, shitposty reasons why I want to be famous. But one of them is that I really want people to start cosplaying me at conventions, so that I can then go to conventions, just point at them and yell, "He's literally me!" And that's it. That's the entire thing. I would spend
Self-absorbed
hours.
YouTuber ever.
I would spend hours doing that, just walking around. And the most hilarious part, no one would know that would be actually me. No one would know.
Well, except for those who know.
But no one will know.
Those who know.
Guy named no one.
Cosplaying a cosplayer though, that's going to like a Halloween party just in my mask. Those fools would never know. But yeah, that's kind of a level of fame, unfortunately, not really achievable.
I mean,
Then making
maybe you just have to go to like the conventions that give you free printer filament, right? Another investment opportunity, you know?
If I made the most beautiful art, if I had a mansion with a bunch of cars and introspective videos that captured your heart, you see them online, change your mind, you be mine. You see, I was poor before and now I'm still poor, but I've got more YouTube subscribers. That song really resonates with me, you know? Poor,
I wonder
but
why.
I've got more YouTube subscriber when we next meet. Yeah, it's just I don't know.
Absorb YouTuber. See, I want to be famous so that I can cosplay as myself at conventions.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's it. Yeah, I also want a
We
Wikipedia
fucking-
article. That's another thing I want. I have many of these. A Wikipedia article, yeah. I would really want
Oh.
one. It's a goal of
Just
mine.
write that yourself.
You can just make
You
one.
can't make one yourself. That's like
Man,
no, no,
who's gonna tell you you're wrong?
no. That's like level of vanity even I can't get on. Making your own Wikipedia article. Come on. The only honorable thing is for me to wait till someone makes it.
Be the change you want to see.
I know that my name is literally Make It, but like, you know. I will make one. I don't believe you, Adrian, because
feel like
I've had people
tomorrow-
tell me that they will make a Wikipedia article about me for months now. So, pardon my skepticism.
This is
Check with. Just gets a message 3 weeks later. Check Wikipedia.
200k. Am I okay?
Check Wikipedia any page.
Damn it, Remco wanted to talk with me today, but we haven't really agreed on an
Oh.
hour. What was that? Oh, what was that? We're not having gay sex, if that's what you're wondering.
Without me, what the hell?
Check Wikipedia in 3 weeks. Alright, I trust you. I trust you. Even though even though I shouldn't. Track record is not great, but I trust you. Alright. Another thing I really want to do, that might be a bit more short term and I might actually do it, is I want to make a video about different blood types. Did I mention that already? Because I don't know if I'm repeating myself. Like a broken
Different
record.
blood types.
Video of different blood types. Did I mention my reasoning?
Why will you make a video about this?
Okay, so I haven't. That's good. What I want to do is I want to make a video about different blood types, just so that I can extract my own blood, and then test my blood type on camera. And that would be a scenario which would normally be totally not monetizable, but in that one specific scenario would be completely monetized. And I kind of want to, you know, it's just...
Would it?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because it's a science video, yeah, I'll be testing blood, so you know. And
I feel like you'd be the only person
I
that
feel
can
like
manage
it
to
would-
fail a blood test.
I already have. They put me in the can
Exactly.
for that a while back ago.
Mm.
Okay. Damn it, I just switched to my coding thing, and then the print finish is from one thing. I'll be right back. I will be right back. Shucks. No, from one thing to another. Okay. It may be from one thing to another, but you know what they say. When life gives you thnickles, you make a thnemonade. So, right here, this goes in.
If life gives you thnickles and thnemonade, you make batteries or the batteries.
Tatteries.
Battery.
What?
Who thought there was so much potential in a thnickle? Who would have thought, indeed? Alright.
Yeah.
Was that an electricity joke?
That was the thnickle joke. All of them
No,
are.
because potential.
Oh, fuck off. I didn't even know I did
Oh,
that.
I can't make science jokes now. That's crazy.
Yeah, no.
Man.
Illegal. I would need something to hold them in place actually. But if I rotate the top one, the bottom one spins. I know you can't see that, but now you can. The bottom is spinning very, very slowly. Which is what bottomers do, I would say.
Do when I spin?
There we go. Now if we power the motor, actually these two should be spinning. But I don't really have anything to place it on for this to work.
The table in question.
They're really... No, I can't put it on the table because like the left gear is at the bottomest, so you know. It
The coffee
wouldn't be
cup
able-
in question.
I'm drinking from that. I suppose this is
It's
normally
just
what
plastic.
I
There
use
is
it on.
already plastic in your coffee. This is just gonna be a little chunkier now.
I love some chunk in my coffee. Mmm, the delicious
I saw how you made that. Don't
from a
lecture me
bag.
about how
Yeah.
chunky you like your coffee.
None of
I
us
saw how
are
you
the
made
impression
it.
that your coffee is healthy in any way.
Why isn't it hooking onto the thing? Oh, it's because it was out. Right. Now it's in. Good. This one is a bit flimsy, which worry. Oh yeah, you can't see because there's a massive fucking window. There we go. This one in
Massive
the middle is a
in the
bit
way.
flimsy, which worries me. When life gives you Snickers, you eat it.
You might.
Okay, what should I use for power? Because I, like all the power cases I've had just vanished into thin air.
I think you should use a water wheel for power this time.
You should use like a cat in a hamster wheel.
It won't fit. I tried jamming one in the past. That's why I didn't have a card before. That's how we lost one. What happened to all of my battery cases? Because in the past I've ordered like 30 of them. Because I've ordered them in bulk. I knew I would need a bunch, and then they just went ahead and bloody vanished.
If you lose anything, that would never happen.
Hold on. I need
You live
to.
very orderly.
I need to check my books. Certainly. Okay. You see, I knew I had them. I absolutely knew I had them, and I found them.
Okay.
There we go.
Then sorted down there.
I have a whole bag now, which means you can just pop in some batteries. It's really, really convenient. Just pop it like so, and then if we power the motor with it, then it ought to spin. Well, unless I knock it off, obviously. It's not really unstable. All right. I feel like a really, really low budget Iron Man. Also, it is getting a bit dark, so if you don't mind, I'm going to. Turn on the lights. Beautiful. A bit of a yellow tint. I should do something about that. I could take off the covers, that should give me more light, but it will look uglier. As if I care about the looks. Alright then. If I plug this in, and if I plug the other one in, it was spinning. I just need to hold it from the other side. That ain't too bad.
Somebody to hold your gears for you.
That ain't too bad.
I'm worried.
Shit. The engine is also falling out. There's a bunch of things that are falling out actually.
Did you make the whole thing is too thin?
It do be spinning. That did not sound good. That sounds fine. It fell into my coffee cup right away. Who could have ever seen it coming? Wow! That is unbelievable. What
I
a
wasn't the one to propose to hold a coffee cup.
what a wacky turn of events that no one could ever see coming. I'm gonna.
Well, now there is clapping and coffee.
Yeah,
You
no.
can guarantee that.
Alright, well, that's enough coffee for today. Coffee gives me the shakes. That's not good for me. But the point is, it works. Oh, it also removed the nut. That's something. Usually spinning bottoms do that to me. Yeah, that's usually something that happens. Alright, just. Well, the solution to that, as always, is screwing. Damn it, that's a lot today. Okay, so this. Almost. But we do have a couple of design flaws. Mainly, first things first, this gear is just flopping about. And that's not great. Now, the question remains, what is the reason for it flopping about? I imagine it could be not enough... It could be the middle part being too small. We could make it for direct fit. That's something we could actually do. And that could actually work better. Second of all, this one is falling out. This actually could be remedied easily by just screwing it in. That's because it does have the mounting holes. Why did... I just completely forgot about that part. I specifically checked if it had mounting holes. And I specifically made, like, openings for these mounting holes. Oh, goody! I am screwing it on a big-ass electromagnet again. I forgot how fun that is. Alright. Where's my
Screw me more.
dingus?
I mean, the gear.
Where's my dingus? Oh, there's my dingus. There we go. So we can screw it on like so. There. Oh, it already holds. Yeah, it's already holding. Holding beautifully. On the other side. Ah, the ninja. Not much is popping. Surprisingly, success this stream. Yeah, and so now the motor isn't falling off because we have these screws holding it in place, which is nice. That means this will position the gear rigidly. Then the other one, we will need to make a tighter fit for it, and that hopefully will function well. And then once we have a tighter fit, it should all just snap into place a lot more. And that should be that, alright. Let's try it again. Don't fail me now. Oh, works beautifully. I don't may not seem like it.
But it's spinning.
It is spinning. Yeah, there we go.
Very lovely.
That's good. That is really good stuff. Better than I was expecting, to be honest. I wasn't expecting it to work.
What?
To be completely honest with you, I wasn't expecting that to work. In the slightest. No faith, absolutely. I was just going for a laugh.
You should have more faith in yourself.
I really should. If there's one thing people always tell me is that I don't believe in myself enough. I should actually acknowledge just how incredible and amazing I truly am. Oh, my SolidWorks is broken again. If I had a nickel. Alright, so what we need is we need to go into these, once again the arches, and then the cylinders. We need to make them thicker. As always. That's the prevalent theme of the stream. Remember gear falling to coffee? Yeah, I do remember that. I do in fact remember that. $775. Yeah, let's check that after 8, because I'm pretty certain the inner one is the 8. Could be ever so slightly wrong, but I don't think I am. It could be an easy way to check, because I already did those measurements. And right here we do have the bearings. And then the 8. Okay, it is. Good, which means now, if we print those, that should be it. Said make it, knowing damn well I'm gonna reprint it again. Phil's info. You know how very popular tabletop war games get really expensive really fast? Well, I found a very short rules document about that uses toy soldiers armament as its figures. Armament. Remember those? Now as the print starts coding. I know, that's the plan, that is the plan. Hopefully I won't get distracted this time, said Make It. I'm famous for not being distracted easily. I mean, the Thnickles only took me an hour.
Yeah.
Okay. Auto on the floor and auto on the floor. Like this. Slice plate. Print plate! And no need for bed leveling this time. We kind of got that sorted. Alright. Alrighty then. Off we go. Off we go. Now, to code. Here's how we're gonna do it. We're going to do it by actually doing it a bit differently. That's because we're not gonna actually make it for Windows. We're gonna make it for Linux. The reason being that the way I want this code to run, actually, the target devices will be mostly Raspberries and a Linux server, I imagine. So hence why we're gonna actually do the bulk in Linux, which is pretty easy, because I have Linux on Windows. There, that's it. We've reached, now I'm in Linux. Isn't that festive? Isn't that curious how I can just do a command and all of a sudden I'm in Linux? Alright, so we're gonna do include standard io.c u.h. We're gonna do the typical boilerplate. My keyboard is really. I'm sitting very awkwardly for a coding stream. Hold on, I need to first of all turn off the lights. Second of all, turn off the camera. Third of all, sit down comfortably at a reasonable distance to the keyboard. Ah, there we go. And then, zero, and then print test. So the basic idea will be actually keeping in the the style of the stream. The basic idea here will be that I will get distracted with a bunch of stuff. Why did I compile it into an exe? I do not know. That's because
On Linux.
this is
Nice.
main. I mean, to be fair, I didn't recompile it to an exe. I did compile it into the Linux version. It's just that the name was exe. That's not necessary. Test. Splendid. So the key of this will be that I will keep getting distracted with stuff. That's because I want to make my life as easy as possible for all future cases. Okay. I want to set it up once, and then as I keep coding, I don't want to get back and just fix up a bunch of mistakes I make or like do boilerplate every single time. So instead, we're gonna do it in a way that's hopefully smart, hopefully clever, hopefully great. Build. This is gonna be our build folder. Then right here we're gonna make a build.shell. That's gonna be gcc main c output main build slash main. And then if we do build shell, inside build we have main, and then we do build then main. We have this. Lovely. Printer ASMR, yeah. I sure hope you're in a well ventilated area while using the 3D printer. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so then back to the main. What are we gonna start with? Well, technically, the basic idea should be simple. Just a typical server program, which would be that's the Nicholas website. TCP connection Linux. There we have it. That's how a bunch of these feel like. Do we have any external libraries here? Because I would rather only use the default ones. I kind of really don't like includes. But first things first. GCC adds defines into a compiler, and then shell file add flags. You know programming when you know where to look for code that you will copy. I'm not gonna copy code. Come on. I'm a C programmer. We don't. I'm like the useless C programmer, the one that won't use any libraries, you know. Okay, D. All right. So it is just D.
You need the is number library. It's crucial.
Now I'll make my own. How do you do flags? Oh, like this apparently. Like how do I flags GitOps? Okay, so well first we're in the shell and we're gonna do echo build. That's what we're gonna do for now. Build, sweet. Now what we want to do is echo flag H, but we want the flag H to only happen if we have flag H. How do I do that? What is this? What is this? I'm sorry. What is this notation? What is this bonkers. I ain't using that. That's ridiculous. Absolutely not. No, my sync is just struggling again. Alright, that happens. Command line arguments about. No, I mean like flags. Master flag handling. I don't feel like master is the right word there. Just I'm looking more like for TLDR. That's ridiculous notation. That is ridiculous notation. I don't want to do it this way. I hate that. Oh wait, I can just do like, okay, first argument and then 1. What happens if I do no argument first? First argument nothing. First argument A. Haha! I found it. Okay. So we're just gonna do it with, okay. Right, so bash ifs, that's all we're looking for. Bash square brackets. Oh, gross. And then it ends in phi? What the fuck? Is phi the end? Oh, that's wacky. Alright. Okay, I also hope that you can do it inline ifs because that would be it's if phi, that's gross. Ridiculous. If $1 is equal to test thing. Oh, but we don't want shit. We don't actually want it in any particular order, do we? We don't want it to be 1. We want to check if it's in there. Test. Oh shucks, because this is a problem because if I do a test, nothing's not gonna happen. Wacky. That's why it's going over this, right? Because this is a loop. But that I don't think there is gonna be a better way because, I mean, this is. Oh, I hate that though. I really do hate that. I hate that so much. Yeah, I need H. I'm not gonna have verbose. So this is like the boilerplate, right? I need to be clean. Right, so we do this and then we do. Can I do like couple? Okay, first let's just try the D. So. Oh, I need the if. I already forgot the if is like, actually crucial. No wait, do I need the if? I need on the very beginning debug is equal to an empty string. Then that's it. If it's H, then we do echo helped. Skill issue. I know what I want. I know what I want for help. There we go. Right. D, and then for D we're just gonna do debug enabled. And we're gonna do debug is equal to D. G, yeah. Build, command not found, line 1. Line 1, this one, the debug, that can't be a thing. Can it be just a space? I'm going crazy. So you can't use variables then, eh? Alright. Create a variable in bash. What am I? I'm crazy. Oh, it's without the dollar. What is variable in bash? Listen mate, that's not the kind of tutorial I'm looking for. It's without the dollar, so it's just like that. Okay, anyone knows what the definition of insanity is? Just curious. 4 string variables, Dave. Oh wait, you do it without. This is I hate this so much. So you create variables. Oh, you need no space. And you create variables without the dollar, but then you use, this is terrible on all fronts. Alright, and if I do H, perfect. If I do D, illegal option. Or is it now? Or is D an illegal option? Because I'd imagine it'd be quite legal. Considering how it'd be right there. I'm gonna lose my nav. V. No, that's it. What am I doing wrong? This is an illegal option. I'm getting stuck upon just the build file. Not even getting to the thing it's supposed to be building. Oh no, I just got pinged. It's the Theodore Nicholson. Okay. How am I supposed to fix that? I don't know. Oh, right. Reasonable. This is reasonable. Yeah, this is all just reasonable stuff. Very reasonable stuff. This is all just very, very reasonable stuff. I have one guess. That's it. That's all I have. But I don't know. Well, it was worth a shot. So H works. The first one works. None of them still works. What happens if I do H and do D? No, illegal option. Alright. Could it be because of this? No. Maybe something is missing. Thank you, QWERTY, for that incredibly useful piece of insight. I'm losing my mind. I don't like... That's why I don't like getting outside my comfort zone when it comes to programming. Because... now I'm gonna spend 3 hours just trying to figure out why a bash script that's just meant to be a convenient script isn't working. Okay, just out of curiosity. Oh, right here. So right here you need to specify all the flags. Thank you, GN. Thank you. That does make sense. So HD, like this. So that just checks if it's... Option requires... Oh yeah, so this... Oh, the colon... Right. Okay, progress. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I hate it when I just get stuck on stuff. It's not even... The point was to make something C, and I'm getting stuck on the build file, which isn't even necessary. It won't be necessary for a really long time. But okay. So, the debug string will be this. I think D stood for define, if I remember correctly. And then we're gonna define debug. Now, the reason why is because right here, we're gonna just pop it in, like this. And then if we build it on its own, it's fine. If we build it with a D, then it has debug enabled, and what it should do is it should build it with a G flag, which, if I remember correctly, if memory does me well, is just the flag for compiling with debug options in GCC, I think, which could be useful in case we want to later on do the whole, you know, going down the rabbit hole, decompiling stuff and such and such. And then the debug will be useful because of the first file I'm gonna make, which is the debug GCC. Because one thing I found really convenient, it's in one of my old pieces of code, so I should probably actually find that, because that would be the easiest way to approach this. Where would it be? It would be in the MKT multi-up, I imagine, and then right here source, I'm guessing. It wouldn't be, no, it would be in utils. Absolutely not. Bye, QWERTY, bye, have a good one. Shite, where was it? Okay, I really thought it would be in utils. So it would be in source. Because none of these make sense. And then right here, error handling? How to define utils? Right, utils. No, that checks out. These are just the functions. Dissect file type, really convenient. But what I am looking for is this, the debug, which I'm gonna pop on right in there. The debug with H. I'm gonna pop it on right in there because this is just a very convenient little script that helps us like figure out what stage we're on. Yeah. And that should do the trick. We obviously need to set the step value as at the top as step. We can't set it to anything though. We need to set it in the C. I should do it with this probably. Debug H. Actually util. There and then in main C, because we're doing it the proper way this time. We're not gonna do anything silly. Include this folder. I think that ought to work. Although to be fair, I am guessing. Shut up! Shut up! At me, Owen. It's upsetting. That was for the includes. I think linking was the other one. Although once again, that's a bit of a guess because then I'm gonna do util debug C. I guess then it's not really necessary if I'm doing util debug. Okay. Now we build it. It actually built. Well, Shiva Mitendos. Also, on the very beginning, we're gonna make another flag, which is gonna be overwrite, which is also something that I have found myself using a surprising amount of time. And I will just do rm build domain. Now the question is it building and then overwriting right away? That's a good question. There we go, it works, splendid. This is just very useful because sometimes I don't know if the thing I'm compiling actually compiled. I've had that trouble with knowing. And just as a sanity check to check if there is any code. Test, that works, splendid. Now if we do debug enabled, and so then if we run it, it's run. That's proper for now. Now if because I didn't include, so there was nothing that could be broken. That makes sense. Debug h. Debug h. Now it didn't. Proper. Step first define the right. Long step. It's already included, which means can I just do step is equal to 0? Or do I need to do, can I do extern? Because like, it looks dumb, but hear me out. I'm gonna have to run it, won't I? Yeah. Never mind. Oh yeah, but I can't just set the value on an extern. Can I do a long... Can I set it to have a value in the header file? I don't remember. I don't remember the rules, it's been a long time. Yeah, right, multiple definitions of step. Are there? Because there really shouldn't be. Oh, it's because I'm including it in multiple places. Yeah, no. Pragma once, never mind. Still didn't work. Okay, well I was hoping. But this time in a different place. Debug h4. First defined here. Defined where? Debug h4, multiple definition of step, first defined in debug 4. Well, there are two places where it defined them. Pragma ones didn't work. Splendid. So, the issue is that we're defining in a single file a variable, but we're including file in two places, and therefore GCC is getting confused because linking together two different files which both have the same variable of the same name. And it can't link them because both of them are definitions. The way to solve it, I imagine, would be to define this one as the extern. And I think right here just define it as long step is equal to 0. My goodness, I am good at what I do. That is incredible that actually works. Alright, and then what we can try to do is we can try to do debug testing. I think that was the proper usage. I was quite happy with the macro I've set up. I do remember. And I'm pretty certain the usage was just the string. What is it? MKT floor. That's what we're missing. Right. So we need more. The rabbit hole goes deeper. MKT floor is defined. Right. Okay, so we do need to define a couple more stuff. That's fine though. MKT floor. That's taking in MKT double. MKT, we don't need to go. That's just double. Alright, and then going into the utils C, we would like all of these because I remember all of them were quite convenient. So all of those functions were in fact write these. So we have MKT floor, which just, well, floor is the value. It's pretty simple. MKT clamp, which just clamps the value. Dissect file type was also really surprisingly useful. Weak MKT C string compare. Oh, I don't remember the reasoning there. MKT string C compare and weak. What's the difference between them? This one is checking. This one, that's the only difference. Adding first and then not ORing. Oh, it's because this one is checking if they're equal and then... Oh, yeah, so... Oh, so the weak stops when one of them terminates, whilst the string compare stops when both terminate. Right. Okay, I think that's the difference. I'm not certain. I really should have added more like definitions there. But oh well happens, how about now? Okay, standard lib h. That makes sense. That does sound like something that'll be useful. Standard lib. And standard I imagine. Okay. Now this right here. It takes an int, but argument 3 has type long int. It feels like a simple fix, just cast it into an int. Gwiz. Splendid, that is beautiful. The upside of using this kind of debug, the debug that I did, was that you can just add a bunch of them. There's a genuine... You're going from chemistry to coding to math to physics, video to video, never stop being funny to me. Well, I like being a jack of all trades, you know. The reason why this is useful, by the way, is because if I build this right here, and then I run it, you can see they all have different colors, and they all have different numbers next to them. And that is unbelievably useful, because then you can know exactly how many iterations from the previous debug you are. The way I did that was I actually had 2 of them. I had one which was just the debug, and then there was the debug, which was the repeated. It was for loops, because loops would really like spam the chat, so that was really convenient. But there we go, we've got debugging now, which is something. Debug started, and also if I do it without the debug flag and then run it, none of them appear. That's because if I do it without the debug flag, then the entire debug script just gets replaced with a 0, which is literally nothing. Really convenient once again. Started and then we do it, and then we just finished. Okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to do another convenient script, because actually, you know what, let me first, because I am making it for a video after all. So git add a recipe. I think it was a recipe. I think. Well, you would guess it would be the recipe, wouldn't you? All right. Well, I guess it added everything. Git commit and then all the message debug. Yeah, it seems fair. Really? I am not logged in on my virtual machine. That is quite something. Oh, what was my password? That's a good question. Ah, that is a really good question. Hold on. I need to look that up actually. What was that password? Right. A bit of a technical difficulty. I need to log in with GitHub on my virtual machine. Shut up! He's busy. Protection was removed. Most of recommended most of information. Shut up! What? You little devil. We wanna hop on.
I just got back.
Git prompts you enter your personal access token. You can use a credential help like Git credential manager. Managing your personal access. So goodness, I should have just made it a public one. Actually, I wouldn't help. I wouldn't be able to commit, would I? I'm sorry for no video, but I'm dealing with my GitHub account, right? I don't wanna leak that. This is all highly annoying. Can I just do it on like my not WSL, just like git git history of comments. How do you do that? Git log, that makes sense. Well, if I could only spell it correctly. Yes? That tracks? Does it? I would say it's I don't know. Seems fine. Debug, yeah, okay. Git push. Splendid. Okay, so I just need to use Windows to upload the code and then Linux to code the code. Right. That makes sense. Get the cat some cat scratch for me. Hold on. Where's the devil? The devil disappeared. The devil was gone. I have no idea where he went. Is he eyeing up my 3D printer? No. Just gone. Vanished into thin air. Sorry, Theo. You need to... I'm gonna do it, but at the next full moon, because that's the only time when he appears. Alrighty, let's see how we're looking. Yeah, we're cooking, good looking, everything is there. Sweet and lovely. Festive. Now, it's time for the next thing, which is the log this time. That's because I imagine our program will crash quite a lot and get a lot of errors, I think. So,
Speaking of crash.
speaking of, yeah, perfect timing, wasn't it? So, it would be convenient to have some kind of way to log all of these errors. How are we gonna do that? Well, with the...
A tree. Those usually have logs.
Splendid pun. Log the date, let's see. Okay. That's a good question. Well, we're just gonna have a... We could just have... I'm overcomplicating it right away because the obvious way to do it would be just create a H. Log H. The obvious way to do it. Hold on. Let me also make another, which would be boiler. Oh, like external includes gross. And then this one will just include util external includes gross. And then this one will also external includes absolutely. Now, my initial instinct is already to overcomplicate it. Because let me show you the pickle. Here's the thing. The function will be quite simple. It's going to be just a box that takes in some kind of number. Let's just say that in our case it will be 7. And then it will have two options at the end. Alright? Either the program executed correctly, in which case it just adds a log that it executed correctly. So that's a good thing. Or it executed incorrectly, in which case we get an X. So in theory, that should be simple enough. In theory, that should be just, we give it a number, and we give it the correct message, we give it the error message. And it just checks if our current number is equal to the error number. However, the pickle is, there could be certain scenarios in which the log number, or we could have a separate error number and separate log number. Oh, that's actually not bad. Alright, so here's the idea. Yeah. We're going to make another header file, which will be defines header. And in there, we're just going to define error, no errors. Oh no. Yeah, we're just going to define like, so we're gonna have every single error number. So first we're gonna have define error 0 MSG, which will be no errors. And that's obviously error number 0. Then we're going to have also error 1, which will be unknown error. Those will be the first two ones, and then we could just add in a third one just for good measure for now, which is general hardware issue. Obviously, we would like to get as specific as possible because, you know, the more error messages, the more descriptive they are, the more specific they are, the more we know about what's going on, and so on and so forth. Now, ideally also, now that I think about it, depending on the number, we should probably set it up as a bit of an array, shouldn't we? My goodness, those are some loud vehicles. Make it on a scale from 1 to 10. How likely do you think it is that in the next 10 years someone will figure out the Riemann hypothesis? Which one was the Riemann? Was it the non-trivial... what's them called numbers? Was that the Riemann one? Non-trivial zeros of Riemann zeta function. Oh yeah, right. I haven't got a clue, like I'm not a mathematician. I don't know how difficult it would be. I don't know how it would be approached. I just haven't got a clue. Okay, this is splendid so far. Then in the log. Okay, so the problem we're having is that sometimes we could have. Right, so here's how it's gonna work. We're going to have a void because there was no point returning any value from it because like this is supposed to be the logging function. The only useful value we would get would be the value to check if our log logged successfully, but if it didn't log successfully, then what are we doing? So it's gonna be a void. It's gonna be mkt. By the way, how's Susie doing? How have you spelled it? Susie's doing fine. It's actually right next to me, like a meter away. Just a bit down.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how likely do you think it is? Okay.
I haven't been.
I give it a non-trivial 0 out of 10.
Funny. I haven't been talking with Susie much, to be completely honest. A bit quiet recently. I've been focused on body. MPT log. Log, if you will, because we have should be one of them actually. So mkt log, and then we will have. So just the mkt log will take in. Well, it will figure out its own. So okay. I don't objectify her, I womanize her. Yeah, that was the line. Susie's an object. You can't objectify an object. I am womanizing an object.
I think the word is anthropomorphizing.
Right, Professor English language. We're all very impressed.
So close. That would be anthropology.
Here's an idea. We can have a char, which is executed, which is good. No, just good. That would be a boolean, which will tell us if something executed correctly. And then right here we'll have the error code. So we're gonna have a unsigned long error code, like so. And then we'll have a constant char pointer log message. And the basic idea will be if char is good, then we log the log message, else we log the error code along with the error. What's the weirdest research rabbit hole you've gone down? The weirdest? To be completely honest with you, I don't find the completely wacky stuff interesting, because I feel like the completely wacky things, they just lack the substance for me. The problem is that I have this thing where I am mostly only interested with things I consider useful. Is really, I know how pretentious it sounds, but like, I'm having a lot of time focusing on things which I wouldn't be able to use. That's why every single project I make has to be practical in some way. So I don't usually go down any rabbit holes that are too wacky. Let me think. I mean, okay, wacky molecules. That's the... Well, what's the most interesting? What's the combination? We're looking at practicality of stuff. I mean, yeah, but there are like a lot of things I'm gonna miss out on. So for example, so I know there are a lot of people who really like just reading through silly science papers, but it's just not my thing. Makes a robot that can't even get a beer from the fridge. Well, once it's finished, it's gonna get a beer from the fridge. That's the point. I think I'm building it. It's funny because the fridge is like right behind. I can just open it up just without even standing up. I mean, the wacky molecule stuff like helium hydride, for example, that was quite a rabbit hole I went on for no reason whatsoever. That was quite something. So helium hydride ion, that's fun. Can't remember many. I once went down the rabbit hole on how to make bulletproof material. I love coding stuff. I went to great lengths just to... I really often go to great lengths just to fit everything into a single for loop. That's another thing. Alright. Void init entity init node. That'll be another important function. Yeah. And then MKT, this will take constant char pointer, which will be file path. And this should actually probably return file handle. Why would you ever want the bulletproof material? I wanted to coat my mask in it. I wanted to make a bulletproof mask. But then I realized I don't have the equipment for it. Alright. File handling. Like some... As the answer of the phone means like dopamine, MDMA, adrenaline, etc. It's been fun. I could tell, Lycan. Believe it or not. I've noticed the questions. These are lies. There is no difference between these two files. Also in the... I'm gonna keep it. There we go. These are the ones. Cheat sheet. How convenient. It is, in fact. First, we're gonna do open file pointer. Sweet. So we're gonna have right here file pointer mkt log file. It's gonna be nothing on the beginning because we don't actually care for any kind of value to it. That's because we're gonna set it right here, like this. Open, and it's going to open file name and mode, which means fp and then append plus, I think, or write plus. I should probably set up in a more clever way where it like, why would you want your mask to be bulletproof? It would be no different than a normal mask unless I get shot in the mask. Yeah, that is the difference. You are correct. That's kind of what bulletproof means. I just like to be prepared. But once again, making bulletproof material, that's really difficult. I've never gotten around to it. One day maybe, we shall see. I just realized that that's kind of it. That is really it. That's all we needed to do. Just open. Cool. And then fprint. Fprint. So, oh, that just inputs a string. How do you add in stuff to files in a more reasonable way? Not with fprint, only like with just adding. There is fputs. Fput string, and then buffer, and then the stream. Also, it's backwards now. Right, mkt log file, and then the buffer will be zero point. Should I add a number for every single operation? I mean, that would be neat. I do kind of like the idea of having a number for each operation again, so that I can chronologically, well, not chronologically, be, I can like figure out how many stuff happened. And I don't know exactly what I need to add to the log, to be completely honest. So for that, we're just going to do the number. Let's start it logging. Festive. That's gonna be it. Then return, and for now we'll need to clean it up ourselves, which means right here we'll need to do fclose mkt log file, and right here includes I think that should work. I don't know. Let's see. Build. Didn't work. Fclose. Right. That's because right here we need to do extend file pointer mkt log file like this. All right. Oh, thank you, Jesse. I really appreciate it. Okay, so this is almost. mkt log file, because I didn't add the log c to the build path, isn't it? Yup. Jeez, you can really tell I'm a professional at this by how quickly I pick away all of the mistakes I've done. Alright, now we do main. It just hit me that we may close the file, but we're not even starting it. That's because we need right here to do mkt init log. Mkt init log. And then it just takes in the file path, which would be, in this case, let's do build and then log and then 0 for now, because why not? Oh, oh yeah, right, because yeah, no, that checks out once again. Yeah, that does check out because right here we define the functions. Whoops. Proper. Multiple mask. How would you test if it even works? I would just throw something at it really, really hard. Debug enabled. Sweet. Then we go to build and go to main. Started, finished, and then we should have a log that says started logging. Oh, how splendid! Now let's do a log 1 and let's have it be. First of all, git ignore. I just realized right here we should probably do build and everything in there. Just grayed out. Okay, and then we want to add it to the log. So mkt log. If it's good, if the value is good, then what we do is we add it in. We put in the log message. Ideally, once again, we would like it with a number probably, which means that we would need another number, this time that number being unsigned long index or log mkt log index, which we would set it to 0 at the very beginning. I don't think it needs to be external outside of this file, which I imagine means that we should be able to just put it in like this. And then we need to concat them both together. I used to think you must have made of metal until you showed that video of free printing it. No, metal would be way too difficult. Then in debug, general util stuff, because nothing makes sense here. MPD clamp, no. We don't have the one I need, which is concatenate. Is concat a default feature? Hope so. I mean, we could do fput. Fprint, that also works. Fprint. Means we do file, and then we do person b, person s, and line, and then we do mpt log index, and then we do the log message. Right. By the way, are the versions of the mask in any fancy ratio? Are they picked solely based on vibes? They are actually solely picked based on vibes, and it is really annoying to work with because of that. It makes it really, really difficult to do anything useful to the mask. Make it think of it this way: quantum mechanics and chemistry are to me like math and linguistics are to lemon. Fair, that's fair, yeah. I mean, if you like quantum mechanics, then I imagine you would also like mathematics. The apple doesn't fall too far from the orchard, you know? Okay, fprint, right, that's what we want. However, if it's an error code, then what we want to happen is Also, we would like a debug, ideally. Debug. Log message. And then if it's an error, what we do is we do this, then we do error, and then we do %d again, but this time with the error code. And that way, if we error out, then we can... Oh shucks, this won't work with the error code, it just hit me. Yeah, we need like... Oh shucks. I'll be down to start some Euclidean construction on it. I like the math going beyond. There's no different geometry shit Lemon does. Okay, yeah, but Lemon does like high people math, so you know. We don't need to go that crazy. I suppose mktlog will just say error because I don't think there's a way for me to add a number to it. Okay, first of all, let's see if it will compile. It doesn't. Thank goodness I checked. Okay. Oh, it has to be LLD. Right. How foolish of me. And then debug doesn't work, but that's because right here we didn't do include debug. It compiled first try as well, impressive. Now let's take the mktlog, the whole thing, and let's try to log something into main. Which is after the test, we're gonna try doing a 1. What are we working on? Good question. I am setting up the boilerplate for a big project. Do send me SVG of it and I'll see what I can come up with. SVG. Can SVG do 3 dimensions? See. Which one? I do believe this one. No wait, there was a newer one. And that is the masks, and then this one. I think this is the newest one. This is the one I need to like fix up actually. All right. Export. Ask SVG. Alright, there we go. I can plop it on Discord. Try checkups general. There we go. There's an SVG over there. The 2D thingy would at first be a good start. I don't really know if I have the 2D thingy, to be honest. I kind of went for 3D right away. I do have 2D on the logo, that's true, but the logo wasn't made by me, so I need to check if... do I have anything? I do! Well, what a shocker. Consider me shocked and surprised. There we go, Theo. Alright. The error code is going to be... so that's the error code if it fails. So if it fails, we're just gonna have 1 unknown error. And then the log message will be... test. That feels appropriate. Alright. Log message. Let's see the log. It didn't add the end line. Alright. Well, we learn something new every day. End line would be neat. Let's try it again. Second log. Splendid. Hi there, Talent Mapper. Hi, welcome. I'm trying to compile once back then. I used to make messy code. I don't know if I got any better now. I haven't used any. I haven't. Okay, so now we can be logging stuff, which is convenient. Well, we need to... We need to check it with the error as well. So now let's try to do it failing. Error, that's good. Error 1, splendid! To be fair, it's a pretty simple piece of code. So this is all good so far. I'm sorry, did it add them? Because, not gonna lie, I don't wanna add them. Git ignore for folders, I don't remember. So it's so confusing. Git ignore folders. How do you git ignore stuff? What file? Looking for a folder. As directories. Yes, so just build like that. That's it. Git commit all the message logs. No, it added the build things. That's not what I want. Okay. Whatever. Who cares? Who cares? I certainly don't. Bye, Lycan. Bye. Have a good one. No. We have the debugs. We have the logs. What else do we need before we carry on? Del Q. Oh my, that's gonna be a difficult one, actually. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a difficult one. Oh fuck. Right. That is slightly more difficult. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Ha. When I say slightly more difficult, I mean... Oh, this is way more difficult. So the del Q, about that. Right. What is the del Q? I'm so glad no one asked. Basically, every now and then we'll have certain functions which we need to run in order to clean up some messes. So let's say that we want 1,000 numbers, alright? Let's say that we want 1,000 numbers, some 1,000 x's, some 1,000 numbers, right? The way we do it is we allocate, so let's say every single one of them is just like 4 bytes long, whatever. The way we do it is we allocate 4,000 bytes. We do it using the malloc function. In return, we tell malloc that we want 4,000, and then... do you constantly think out loud like this when you're streaming? Sometimes, most of the time. Then malloc gives us back a pointer, so a void pointer, to this 4,000 allocated bytes. And then, what you need to do at the end is you need to free it. Using the free function, which you give this pointer, and then this pointer frees all the bytes you allocated. This is an example of what our del Q would do. It would delete, well, it would basically delete stuff. I'm calling it a del Q because that's what I used to call it. And so, in this case, what we would need to do is we would need to create a generalized way to call functions along with the respective inputs without knowing what the function is or what the input is. Which I hope should be technically possible. I think. It might be technically possible. Which is... I mean, right, yeah, that's higher degree level computing. Not gonna lie to you, Italian Mappa, this is gonna be difficult. Even, like, I've tried it once in the past, it kind of worked. I don't remember if it actually worked till the end, or if something happened to it. Let me check. It's right here in the source. No, outside. No, inside, yeah. There was the del Q, right. And so, like, the code for it is madness. Because we had the main del Q, in which we had the del Q input function, which was a void pointer, but did it match up with any functions? Like, if a function takes in 2 inputs, can I just pass it as a single pointer in input? I mean, we could go into executables and how functions are compiled in them. We could get into that, do some research, and figure it out. But it feels like a lot of effort for something that will not be significant in any way, shape, or form. Okay. Okay. This will need a fair bit of research. So let's do it. Del Q research. And then code. We'll need to do it in WSL. And this is in 30% of Make It Saying and not 50% because of his accent. Ouch. And it's because, well, I've tried to fix that a lot, so that just hurts. Let me see. Okay. What we would like to do in this case is assign functions like this. Then let's run assign functions, and we're going to have void pointer I think, I don't know. I just don't know. What was it? Void pointer functions. Alright, so it was void pointer, obviously. And then a pointer of that, because an array. Ite. Func array. Oh, it isn't working. Well, shiver me timbers. Let's do template function, which will be a void pointer, which will also take in a void pointer, and it's gonna be return just like 10,000, because why not? I don't care. Unnamed parameters not oh yeah, because it's like a whatever. Okay, that's because right here then we could do template one. I think this. Oh, how? So like, or like, hold on, or this. Okay. How do you do this is rough. Okay. Let's just look it up. Array of functions in C. This is top of one of the... How to define an array in the function in C? Of course someone has on Stack Overflow. Splendid. Okay, so you just do it like this. You're looking for voids. Okay, so you just define... So you do it by doing void pointer functions. I'm sorry, del q functions like this. Incomplete time void pointer is not allowed. Oh, you just do this. And then void pointer. I think that worked. Oh no, because it has to be a pointer of void pointers, of function pointers. I think I haven't got a clue. This is rough. So if I understand this correctly, then what we have here is we have a number that stores the address of addresses of functions. Right. But we would need to cast it somehow. How are we gonna cast it? How are we gonna cast it? That's redonkulous. What if, hear me out, our void pointers are general data, we don't know what's in it. What if we just do, yeah, we need to cast it into the appropriate pointer and then we need to point that pointer to get the value. Yeah, so, okay, so we're gonna have three different functions we're gonna test. This one's gonna be void test 0, and it's just gonna be int a, that's it, just int a, and all it's gonna do is gonna return a plus 5. Oh wait, that's a void, I'm an idiot, int. That's all it's gonna be. So if we give this function a 5, it's gonna return a 10. If we give it a 7, it's gonna return a 12. Simple as it could be. Actually, I would like to test it with just the test 0 for now. Now that I think about it, yeah. Let's remove all the other ones. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna do del q func 0. Oh wait, malloc, we need to malloc a bunch as well. Oh shit. Why is, okay, for now let's not deal with the malloc. Let's simplify this a bit. Let's just do 10. We can have 10 of them. Del q function 0 will be equal to test 0. Can I do that? I can! Wow, festive. Now let's do print. And let's just do for now test 0 this and 1. And then right here test 0 6. So what this should return is 6 plus 5, which is 11. So this should say just test 0 and then what this should just say is test 0 and then 11. That's it. So GCC main C. Incompatible pointer types, don't worry about it. 11. Splendid. Okay. Right. Incompatible. How define incompatible? How incompatible can you get before you just stop working. Because incompatibility is a spectrum. So right here what we need to now try to do is del qfunc 0 and then into it plug in a 6. And if we get the same line again, okay. Holy shit! Wowza. Alright, let's time for test 1. Which will have int a, double b, actually no, int b. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. And this is gonna return a times b. That's it. And then we're gonna repeat the experiment, except this time we're gonna repeat it by doing test 1, 6, and 5. It should be a 30. It is a 30. And now, what happens if we do del q with 2 inputs? Will you allow me to do 2 inputs? I don't think so. Yeah, you won't. Shit. Dot. There was like a GCC function with unknown amount of inputs. See, yeah. Standard argument header. And then we just do dot dot dot. Does that really work? Because not gonna lie, that would be quite convenient if I could just do right here. I could just do a dot dot dot. No, required an argument before dot dot dot. Can I do like int count and then dot dot dot? That doesn't feel Okay, what if I don't care about the count? So should I just do count 0 or whatever? Just don't care for it. No, wait, count is the amount. Wait, this can actually work. 2 and then this. 7. Okay, that feels a lot like garbage input. Aight. Alright.
Int ignore.
Oh. How can I? There needs to be something before the dot dot dot. I don't want there to be anything before the dot dot dot.
I mean, to be fair, the first one is just saying that there is a first one that you need. Everything after that's optional.
Yeah, but that's what's fucking me up.
You want 0 inputs, possibly?
No, I want the first input to be an input, not the amount of inputs.
Oh.
Just a void? Oh, you know what? Although that might actually work. Let's see. I'm sorry, can parameter may not have void type? Why?
Shut up, see, I know what I'm doing. I don't.
This is actually this is actually really fucking hilarious if you know C. I'm gonna ping I'm gonna send it to Alu's channel. I cannot believe the kinds of messages.
Shut up, new G.
Because what this
compiler,
because
you don't know what you're talking about.
here's the thing, a void parameter effectively just means that, like, a void, it just means no data. That's what it is. Or like more specifically, no data type, which usually means no data. So me giving it a void parameter is the equivalent of me saying that I need to... No, not ignore this. It's like me needing to pass the data, but there's no data that can fit in there. So when you add in parameters into functions, you have a bunch of like boxes. That's what you specify. And you specify the sizes of those boxes. So if you do an int, that would be a 4, if I remember correctly. Long, that would be an 8. A char, that would be a 1. A void would be a 0, which just means that you need to pass in a variable of 0 bytes. And like, that's what I'm asking it for. I don't know what would be more descriptive. A variable of 0 bytes or variable of no bytes, because both of them are like all null bytes. kind of hard to put down because void pointer is something that's actually useful. Doesn't matter. The point is, this is actually kind of a hilarious thing to stop me. Okay, so
From the moment I understood the weakness of the new C compiler, it disgusted me.
required named argument before this. Shut up. Okay, what if I do? Shut up.
He's upset about your bad practice functions.
This is listen. Bad practice is nothing in comparison to what I'm doing. Such an understatement.
Tradition is just peer pressure from dead people.
What if I did nothing? Can I then pass in a bunch of more? Would that be something I could do? I also get 11 in there, which is, well, it's something. Oh, because I'm doing 0. That should be 1. I got... I'm gonna go on a wild guess and say that the program breaking... Wait, no, because I didn't assign it. No, there's still hope. There's still hope. Shut up outside. Stop the drag racing. I'm doing important stuff. Shit and fuck! That's impressive. Wow, that's idiotic. That's really, really dumb. That is... Damn, that's dumb.
Did it work?
It shouldn't have. I need to run it like a bunch of times to make sure that I'm not getting undefined behavior. It really shouldn't have worked. What happens if I do right now like double to really mess with it and we do int a double b like this to really mess with it? This is gonna be a true test. And then what we do is we do 13 times 1.75. And I think LF, I think that's the right one, or just LF. I'm not quite certain which one, I think just LF, because it's not non-gabble. Do it this way. This is so idiotic and difficult to explain. Well, that one got this, oh, because this is test, right. Holy shit!
Is it working?
It really shouldn't be though. My goodness.
It's fine. I'm sure nothing bad could come from this.
Oh, that really shouldn't be working. I don't want to make code based on this because it's like it's really bad.
Security? Who's touching this? What good is a lock nobody sees?
I don't know if it will always work.
Well, there's one way to find out.
Well, there isn't. That's the problem.
Well, run it forever, see what happens.
Like that would be the only way this will always work.
Yeah, exactly. There's one way to find out.
And the problem is that the whole point of delq is cleanup. So that's kind of important.
Yeah. You don't need to do that.
I mean, that is it's quite amazed that it worked at all. So like, you just run it as a function. There is some sense to it. Can I just have a void, by the way? Would that work? No, void break. Okay, so we need the void pointer. Right.
Hey, breaking it and fixing it means it still works, so it can't be that unstable, right?
I really wish I could explain it to all of you how ridiculous what I just did is. I really wish I could. Oh, there we go. I've run it and Windows just told me that a security scan is required and the program isn't actually running. There, now it run. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's like, you know.
Oops, virus.
Well, I mean, yeah, I would expect like it to be detected as a virus because...
Hey, bud, what are you doing?
This is...
My PC is a fucking nanny state.
This is
I hate this thing.
this is certainly code. It is certainly code. It is. Without doubt, it is code. And I cannot believe that it's working. It gives super unsafe code, but at the same time, the safe way is always having two args. First one, second one, second array of types of the args. How would you make that, Olo? Genuinely, how would you make that? What, just code every single data type possible, all infinite combinations of them?
The safe way to do it is to account for every possibility ever.
Like, yeah, I mean, that is it. That is the safe way to do it.
Yeah, either you can have unwavering confidence or paralyzing anxiety.
But this is just still so... It's so
There's a
ironic.
metaphor here.
It's so ironic to have the code responsible for cleaning up being so garbage. Like, it's supposed to prevent memory leaks, and in itself will be a memory leak. And the problem is, I don't have much of an idea on how to improve it well. Because, like, I could improve it by hard coding stuff, but then that would mean that for every single type of cleanup I add, I need to hard code another thing, which kind of goes beside the point. Directly counter the point. I guess I should make the final test, which is I should just define two different pointers, which would be void pointer ptr0, and it would be just malloc 100, and then the same thing for ptr1, and then to the del q we're going to add on the third spot just the function 3, and then we will see.
C joke.
Actually wasn't, but yeah, I'll take it. 3, does it return? No, it's a void. That's a bit of a problem, because I would really like to know if it actually 3 stuff. But, right, print read ptr0, and then 3 ptr1. So right here we're going to have 3 ptr0, and then we're going to have del q func 3 ptr1. Well, I mean, it didn't break. How many times can I run it before it breaks? Ad infinitum.
Windows Defender. What the hell?
I am genuinely quite shook that it works at all. It shouldn't. The problem is also I'll be running in Linux, so I suppose it's only fair that I run it in Linux. Hold on. I got a bunch of warnings. Blood type has a void pointer. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Oh yeah,
Sure, nothing could go wrong.
It's fine. Let's just go for it. Fucking hell.
Don't worry about it.
It works.
Happens to everyone.
Why would it work? I don't understand. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're going to actually make a new file right here on your folder even. And that folder is gonna be research.
Fame.
And it's just gonna be delq.c. And it's gonna be this. And we don't need this count arg, to be honest. Actually, that's not even necessary. Yeah, that's all we need. I don't understand why it works. Well, I mean, I do understand why it works, but I refuse to believe that it works. I should make like a post on Stack overflow just asking how bad is it.
What could go wrong?
No, I mean, no, I know what could go wrong. I'm just like wondering how bad is it.
I don't mean the rhetorical what could go wrong as in how bad it could be, but like the actual what specifically could go wrong with implementing this.
Yeah, no, I know that. I can answer that if you want.
Oh, okay.
I can exactly point you to which specific thing will cause a memory leak, or segfault or such. Like I imagine that the parameters are stored somewhere in memory. So if you get short enough, so you get like an allocated buffer for parameters, and then in this case that buffer would be nothing, but I'm still adding parameters to it. So I imagine that if I overshoot the buffer and the other side that would be used for something else, if I override that, this could, well, cause some friction, let's just say. So actually there is a way to test that, because I imagine, if I remember correctly, there's a...
64-bit integer limit!
I remember that there is a... There is a point at which the compiler isn't loading all the parameters into the registers, only it's storing them differently. And that limit was something like 4 or 8. It was really small. So I could just pepper in a bunch of different parameters and see what happens. Instead of the array of types, it could be a constant char pointer. Each char is representative of a type, and you just case switch an error if a char is unknown. Ah, yes, and then I just need to code in every single combination of all possible characters.
No, you have recursion do that.
All I need to do is just like buy an infinite amount of monkeys, give each one of them a typewriter, and then...
Actually, you don't have to do that, because I assume you're going for the infinite typewriter thing, where it's like, oh, if you have an infinite amount of monkeys and an infinite amount of typewriters and an infinite amount of time, one of them will make the complete works of Shakespeare.
Yeah, except in
Counterpoint.
this case, it would be more like, you know, all of them as a collective will create every single combination of letters possible.
Ah, okay. Because I was going to say, the obvious counterpoint to that thought experiment is, well, we didn't have an infinite amount of monkeys, but we did invent typewriters, and one of us already has made the complete works of Shakespeare. You'll never guess what his name was.
Or Ren Descartes.
So close. William Shakespeare.
Damn it, I always mistake the two. Alright, so let's do the test number 4, which will be just a bunch of different parameters, and that's it. We're gonna do long longs as well. So long A. Why not? That was long enough. There we go, and then just return A times B times C times D times E times F times G times H times I times J, whatever, doesn't matter, because return be long, like this. Splendid. Then we're gonna have a del Q4 be equal to test 4, and then we're going to have the next test be... So first of all, let me just try to...
Test 1 plus test 2 times test 3 divided by test 4.
So further runs, that's good. So this one will be the 4th one, right? And then we just do 1 times 2 times 3 times 4 times 5 times 6 times 7 times 8 times 9 times 10. And I hope that this should be actually enough that it has to start loading memory differently. What extensions you use? You mean in the VS Code? There are a lot of them. Let me see how many. There are 74. I would need to check all of them. That's... Oh!
I mean, it's not related to C, but I use lung extensions personally.
Oh my. It didn't break yet. Alright, time to keep adding variables. I'm gonna do the alphabet test, where I'm gonna input the entire alphabet, and if it doesn't break with the entire alphabet, then we're good.
Surely nobody will put in more than 26 numbers.
I mean, that's kind of the hope. You're like, yeah, that would be such a funny restriction. Like, the thing is, in the README, I could put that you shouldn't, warning, del Q with more than 24 parameters untested, which would be so idiotic because, like, why would you need to test it? Why would you need to test this sort of thing? Like, imagine a calculator into which you can only add in like 12 combinations of numbers, and then it doesn't break when you add more, it's just that it's untested for more than 12. What does that mean?
It means you have to test it.
Okay, 14. Yeah, no, it holds strong. I mean, it's really working. Oh, this is idiotic.
If it's stupid and it works, is it still stupid?
Yes.
No. Because it works.
P. Is it Q after P?
Yeah, Q comes after P.
Q. Alright.
I'm so glad we're asking kindergarten level questions in this programming class.
I don't know the 15, 16, 17. Oh, how convenient, it's highlighting me which one I need to have. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay, we're at 22, that's solid. Okay, we reached into that actually checks out that we would reach into the yeah, because it's a pretty big number. So let's just get back to twos. How about that? Let's just
Are you
do
multiplying
twos.
them or just adding them?
I'm multiplying.
Ah.
Big boy number. That's good. Is it the same big boy number? It appears to be the same. It's hilarious that it works. Okay, so far it seems fine. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
One more time.
Okay. 4 more. Let's see. Yeah, it works. I don't understand why it works. But it does. I feel like computers are just too smart for me. I can't break them. This is
Usually a hammer's pretty quick.
This is honestly impressive. It genuinely makes me impressed into the engineering that goes into kernels and hardware. To allow for something like this. To allow for something like this, that really is impressive.
I think I got an idea of how to break it.
This is great because that means all we need to do to add it to del Q would be just expand the del Q, which is simple. That's just a typical malloc script, and then have a memory copy, and then that's it. The last function of del Q well, afterwards, after the entire del queue is executed, we just need to free the del queue, and that's it. That will clean up absolutely everything.
I'm sure nothing could go wrong.
My goodness, we've been really distracted the entire beginning of the stream, but I got my act together. This is proper. And the only reason I'm even making this in the first place is because I'm waiting for the cables for my Raspberry Pi Zero to come. That's it. That's the entire reason. Cool. So everyone, how's your day?
I learned about Snickles.
Yeah, it was a good day, wasn't it? I don't want to get started on actually implementing the LQ because I feel like that could derail the. We're ended. It's a proper button. We ended up on a good thing of this working, and I feel like me trying to implement the del Q could derail that really quick. Anyway, then I suppose that'll be it for today. Don't know what else to add.
Factorio?
No.
Aw.
I need to go work on the body video. Today I want to get a big chunk of it done, and I'm already feeling really sleepy. But it's fine. Nothing. A couple of wrist shots can't help. Anyway, that'll be it for today. We did a lot. We did a lot of work, and it worked out tremendously. Actually, this was a very productive and good stream. And for now, I suppose that'll be it. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye.